cattle, cattle, clothes, clothes, couch, couch, albeit, albeit, and, because, but, as, although, close, close, before, after, 8, 18, 11, 15, 5, 4, 14, 8th, 80, 5th, 50, 40, fourth, hundred, if, however, million, insofar as, like, or, only, politically, 9, 19, 1, 90, ninth, plus, now, once, 70, so. Provided that, second, 7, 17, 6, 16, 10, 13, seventh, 6th, 60, that, third, 30, thousand, since, though, 0, while, whereas, 3, 2, 12, 20, 2, when, where, till, unless, until, whenever, wherever, whether, yet, caution, advertisement, contract, assert, address, conclude, cash. Acquire, dad, click, bike, clarification, consume, acknowledge, aid, comprise, applaud, compromise, deem, cease, commence, carrot, character, crush, ages, bunch, birth. Commercial, approval, criminal, chemical, appearance, assurance, allowance, assistance, assistant, conference, coherence, confidence, dancer, bestseller, beginner, customer, consumer. Defender, counter, CD player, computer, browser, backpacker, bumper, cleaner, babysitter, barber, builder, advisor, classic, characteristic, clothing, catering, apartment building. Central heating, banking, boxing, crossing, camping, backpacking, composition, animation, condition, complexion, complication, constitution, construction, allegation, communication, conversation, confession, confirmation, conviction, addition, admission, conservation, decision, action, collection, cooperation, calculation, contribution, conclusion, admiration, ambition. Appreciation, affection, confusion, attraction, celebration, adoption, competition, application, connection, congestion, corporation, criticism, capitalism, cyclist, archaeologist, clarity. Capacity, creativity, curiosity, community, activity, apologize, argument, agreement, arrangement, achievement, adjustment, assessment, amazement, amusement, astonishment, commitment. attachment, attachment, appointment, appointment, consciousness, consciousness, blindness, blindness, carelessness, carelessness, cheerfulness, cheerfulness, coldness, coldness, coolness, coolness, anchor, anchor, collector, collector, ancestor, ancestor, competitor, competitor, championship, championship, bravery, bravery, contraception, contraception, addiction, addiction. Abortion, abortion, contraceptive, contraceptive, animal, animal, bird, bird, cat, cat, cow, cow, baby, baby, bear, bear, chicken, chicken, ant, ant, bat, bat, bee, bee, bug, bug, bull, bull, butterfly, butterfly, cage, cage, calf, calf, camel, camel, creature, creature, breed, breed, cell, cell, collar, collar. Crocodile, crocodile, deer, deer, beak, beak, cry, cry, bark, bark, ad, ad, band, band, book, book, camera, camera, cartoon, cartoon, channel, channel, clown, clown, comic, comic, concert, concert, dance, dance, act, act, album, album, article, article, audience, audience, biography, biography, chapter, chapter, circus, circus. Beat, beat, cast, cast, cello, cello, choir, choir, column, column, bow, bow, art, art, cable, cable, culture, culture, ballet, ballet, cinema, cinema, coverage, coverage, brass, brass, comedy, comedy, background, background, craft, craft, contents, contents, accompany, accompany, advertise, advertise, broadcast, broadcast, compose, compose, conduct, conduct, arm, arm, body, body, accident, accident, back, back, brain, brain, cold, cold, ache, ache, ankle, ankle, breast, breast, cheek, cheek, chin, chin, cough, cough, cut, cut, bite, bite, breakdown, breakdown, bruise, bruise, chest, chest, cure, cure, but, antibiotic, antibiotic, blister. Blister, case, case, corpse, corpse, blood, blood, breath, breath, care, care, cholesterol, cholesterol, bandage, bandage, aspirin, aspirin, backache, backache, bone, bone, bleed, bleed, catch, catch, burn, burn, bump, bump, carry, carry, attack, attack, breathe, breathe, conceive, conceive, blouse, blouse, boot, boot, coat, coat. Belt, belt, bracelet, bracelet, cap, cap, button, button, badge, badge, bikini, bikini, bra, bra, cardigan, cardigan, costume, costume, answer, answer, cross, cross, capital letter, card, card, check, check, accent, accent, alarm, alarm, alphabet, alphabet, brochure, brochure, call, call, certificate, certificate. Comma, comma, comment, comment, consonant, consonant, account, account, apostrophe, apostrophe, arrow, arrow, ban, ban, booklet, booklet, chart, chart, colon, colon, command, command, dash, dash, claim, claim, appeal, appeal, cliché, cliché, advice, advice, contact, contact, blame, blame, data, data, abuse, abuse, chat, chat. Apology, apology, complaint, complaint, code, code, argue, argue, complain, complain, count, count, cheer, cheer, communicate, communicate, ask, ask, add, announce, announce, approve, approve, convince, convince, date, date, amuse, amuse, assume, assume, assure, assure, capture, capture, challenge, challenge, confirm, confirm. Defend. Defend, clarify, clarify, allege, allege, condemn, condemn, agree, agree, admit, admit, advise, advise, beg, beg, boast, boast, confess, confess, decline, decline, crime, crime, burglar, burglar, counsel, counsel, custody, custody, arrest, arrest, burglary, burglary, court, court, convict, convict, centimeter, centimeter, circle, circle. amount, amount, average, average, bit, bit, bar, bar, base, base, block, block, curve, curve, angle, angle, acre, acre, black, black, cream, cream, accuracy, accuracy, color, color, blue, blue, brown, brown, couple, couple, class, class, course, course, blackboard, blackboard, curriculum, curriculum, branch, branch. Credit, credit, chemistry, chemistry, college, college, bean, bean, cafe, cafe, coffee shop, cracker, cracker, cup, cup, barbecue, barbecue, bottle, bottle, bowl, bowl, burger, burger, cafeteria, cafeteria, can, can, cookie, cookie, bun, bun, cherry, cherry, casserole, casserole, core, core, bread, bread, butter, butter. Beef, beef, broccoli, broccoli, chewing gum, corn, corn, apple, apple, banana, banana, breakfast, breakfast, cake, cake, cheese, cheese, chocolate, chocolate, coffee, coffee, candy, candy, cereal, cereal, cola, cola, curry, curry, cabbage, cabbage, coconut, coconut, cucumber, cucumber, appetite, appetite, boil, boil. Bake, bake, bathroom, bathroom, bedroom, bedroom, bookcase, bookcase, chair, chair, apartment, apartment, armchair, armchair, blanket, blanket, board, board, bookshelf, bookshelf, cabinet, cabinet, castle, castle, ceiling, ceiling, center, center, curtain, curtain, balcony, balcony, bathtub, bathtub, cabin, cabin, candle, candle, chest of drawers, chest of drawers, cottage, cottage, cupboard, cupboard, cushion, cushion, attic, attic, barrier, barrier, basement, basement, bench, bench, brick, brick, cellar, cellar, chimney, chimney, cloth, cloth, corridor, corridor, air conditioning, air conditioning, architecture, architecture, bed, bed, carpet, carpet, bank, bank, cent, cent, bill. Bill, coin, coin, award, award, balance, balance, bank account, budget, budget, debit, debit, debt, debt, crash, crash, bid, bid, change, change, cover, cover, currency, currency, borrow, borrow, compensate, compensate, beach, beach, area, area, bay, bay, breeze, breeze, cave, cave, cliff, cliff, coast, coast. Continent, continent, atom, atom, berry, berry, bush, bush, carbon footprint, cloud, cloud, air, air, countryside, countryside, aluminum, aluminum, carbon, carbon, carbon dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, climate change, copper, copper, daylight, daylight, astronomy, astronomy, coral, coral, climate. Climate, acid, acid, dawn, dawn, coastline, coastline, bottom, bottom, atmosphere, atmosphere, blow, blow, break, break, bath, bath, attempt, attempt, consumption, consumption, conflict, conflict, come, come, behave, behave, adjust, adjust, cooperate, cooperate, cope, cope, crawl, crawl, campaign, campaign, cling, cling, clean, clean. Bring, bring, brush, brush, collect, collect, complete, complete, copy, copy, achieve, achieve, attach, attach, avoid, avoid, bury, bury, cancel, cancel, control, control, create, create, damage, damage, decorate, decorate, adapt, adapt, adopt, adopt, analyze, analyze, arrange, arrange, assess, assess, calculate, calculate, clear. Clear, construct, construct, clutch, clutch, choose, choose, climb, climb, decide, decide, attend, attend, babysit, babysit, clap, clap, connect, connect, continue, continue, approach, approach, assist, assist, bang, bang, bend, bend, charge, charge, chase, chase, combine, combine, convert, convert, crack, crack, carve, carve. Adult, adult, beard, beard, boy, boy, comb, comb, adolescent, adolescent, beauty, beauty, childhood, childhood, chance, chance, coward, coward, bully, bully, anger, anger, anxiety, anxiety, certainty, certainty, comfort, comfort, courage, courage, courtesy, courtesy, charisma, charisma, attitude, attitude, charm, charm, concern, concern. Cruelty, cruelty, belong, belong, blush, blush, believe, believe, bother, bother, annoy, annoy, attract, attract, admire, admire, appreciate, appreciate, betray, betray, confuse, confuse, corrupt, corrupt, cheat, cheat, capital, capital, citizen, citizen, council, council, declaration, declaration, coup, coup, birthday, birthday, brother. Brother, daughter, daughter, aunt, aunt, boyfriend, boyfriend, cousin, cousin, anniversary, anniversary, bride, bride, ceremony, ceremony, affair, affair, bond, bond, brother-in-law, brother-in-law, companion, companion, darling, darling, daughter-in-law, daughter-in-law, company, company, celebrate, celebrate, bag, bag, ball, ball, bookstore, bookstore. Box, box, board game, basket, basket, captain, captain, chain, chain, champion, champion, check at, club, club, contest, contest, defeat, defeat, brand, brand, catalog, catalog, business, business, badminton, badminton, chess, chess, cricket, cricket, baseball, baseball, basketball, basketball, defense, defense, appear. Appear, browse, browse, CD, CD, bulb, bulb, backup, backup, bookmark, bookmark, chip, chip, cursor, cursor, database, database, access, access, broadband, broadband, CD-ROM, CD-ROM, boat, boat, bus, bus, car, car, airplane, airplane, airport, airport, bicycle, bicycle, bus station, bus stop, break, break. Cab, cab, campsite, campsite, check-in, counter, cruise, cruise, aircraft, aircraft, crossroads, crossroads, cycle, cycle, deck, deck, carriage, carriage, baggage, baggage, customs, customs, adventure, adventure, camp, camp, commute, commute, accelerate, accelerate, boss, boss, businessman, businessman, businesswoman, businesswoman. Day, day, agency, agency, architect, architect, career, career, agent, agent, analyst, analyst, chief, chief, client, client, committee, committee, crew, crew, deadline, deadline, deal, deal, counterpart, counterpart, counselor, counselor, benefit, benefit, appoint, appoint, build, build, cigarette, cigarette, addict, addict, cancer, cancer. Alcohol, alcohol, champagne, champagne, bacon, bacon, beer, beer, cathedral, cathedral, church, church, bribe, bribe, bomb, bomb, arrival, arrival, acquaintance, acquaintance, appliance, appliance, alliance, alliance, annoyance, annoyance, acceptance, acceptance, attendance, attendance, consultant, consultant, contestant, contestant, consequence. Consequence, competence, competence, coincidence, coincidence, baker, baker, blogger, blogger, border, border, butcher, butcher, buyer, buyer, banker, banker, composer, composer, container, container, dealer, dealer, commander, commander, craving, craving, climbing, climbing, cooking, cooking, advertising, advertising, coaching, coaching, backing, backing. Association, association, collocation, collocation, conjunction, conjunction, consideration, consideration, accusation, accusation, assumption, assumption, audition, audition, convention, convention, administration, administration, allocation, allocation, concession, concession, consultation, consultation, contradiction, contradiction, attention, attention, concentration. Concentration, aggression, aggression, civilization, civilization, completion, completion, corruption, corruption, cultivation, cultivation, anticipation, anticipation, correction, correction, combination, combination, creation, creation, decoration, decoration, adaptation, adaptation, alteration, alteration, auction, auction, cancellation, cancellation, collaboration, collaboration. Accumulation, accumulation, classification, classification, conception, conception, confrontation, confrontation, conversion, conversion, artist, artist, chemist, chemist, celebrity, celebrity, authority, authority, availability, availability, charity, charity, complexity, complexity, continuity, continuity, credibility, credibility, ability, ability, capability, capability, ambiguity, ambiguity, comparative, comparative, alternative, alternative, authorize, authorize, announcement, announcement, amendment, amendment, darkness, darkness, awareness, awareness, closeness, closeness, clumsiness, clumsiness, craziness, craziness, author, author, calculator, calculator, ambassador, ambassador, conductor, conductor, administrator, administrator, bartender, bartender, bomber, bomber, alcoholic, alcoholic, cell phone, child, child, city, city, classroom, classroom, clock, clock, country, country, credit card, actor, actor, adjective, adjective, adverb, adverb, alarm clock, backpack, backpack, balloon, balloon, bathing suit, battery, battery, bridge, bridge, calendar, calendar, century, century, chef, chef, classmate, classmate, closet, closet, colleague, colleague, cook, cook, corner, corner, crowd, crowd, accountant, accountant, aim, aim, airline, airline, ambulance, ambulance, antique, antique, assignment, assignment, athlete, athlete, backyard, backyard, barbershop, barbershop, bargain, bargain, bell, bell, blog, blog, bucket, bucket, bulletin board, canal, canal, cash machine, clinic, clinic, coach, coach, countdown, countdown, crop, crop, CV, danger, danger, age, aspect, aspect, bakery, bakery, basis, battle, beam, billion, blade, bonus, breakthrough, bullet, candidate, carnival, cart, category, cause, cemetery, clause, clue, concept, county, critic, debit card, decade, accessory, agenda, ally, amateur, asset, attorney, avenue, blank, boundary, bracket, bubble, burden, chore, commodity, component, convenience, criterion, cutback, debut, defect, advocate, arch, assembly, attribute, barn, bet, blend, buzz, chancellor, chill, circuit, civilian, clash, comeback, complement, constraint, crackdown, creep, dancing, biology, cycling, behavior, common sense, cotton, absence, agriculture, cardboard, centigrade, chaos, commerce, concrete, daytime, applause, archaeology, coal, consent, daycare, dedication, artificial intelligence, blackmail, bribery, bureaucracy, counseling, decay, afternoon, April, August, December, building, cost, advantage, chili, cod, custom, death, decrease. Advance, analysis, belief, campus, collapse, comparison, context, contrast, crab, crisis, debate, controversy, deduction, analogy, bias, bias, burial, burial, cargo, cargo, catastrophe, catastrophe, conscience, conscience. Deception, deception, accommodations, accommodations, belongings, belongings, bacteria, bacteria, content, content, begin, begin, arrive, arrive, apply, apply, compete, compete, concentrate, concentrate, correspond, correspond, arise, arise, beware, beware, collaborate, collaborate, comply, comply, daydream, daydream, coincide, coincide, by. Allow, allow, contain, contain, declare, declare, abandon, abandon, abolish, abolish, absorb, absorb, accept, accept, accuse, accuse, affect, affect, boost, boost, chop, chop, commit, commit, congratulate, congratulate, deceive, deceive, accomplish, accomplish, allocate, allocate, anticipate, anticipate, assign, assign, associate, associate. Attain, attain, classify, classify, compile, compile, complicate, complicate, consider, consider, constitute, constitute, consult, consult, convey, convey, cultivate, cultivate, alert, alert, amend, amend, arouse, arouse, assemble, assemble, bind, bind, commemorate, commemorate, conceal, conceal, confine, confine, confront, confront, constrain, constrain. Contemplate, contemplate, contradict, contradict, crave, crave, curb, curb, dazzle, dazzle, deduce, deduce, bounce, bounce, compare, compare, alter, alter, blink, blink, burst, burst, chew, chew, contribute, contribute, cool, cool, accumulate, accumulate, broaden, broaden, cater, cater, conquer, conquer, deepen, deepen, crumble, crumble. Air Force, Air Force, Angel, Angel, Chapel, Chapel, Bombing, Bombing, Assault, Assault, Combat, Combat, Boiling, Boiling, Asleep, Asleep, Awesome, Awesome, Deceased, Deceased, Big, Big, Dead, Dead, Comfortable, Comfortable, Acceptable, Acceptable, Comparable, Comparable, Capable, Capable, Available, Available, Cultural, Cultural, Critical. Critical, clinical, clinical, alphabetical, alphabetical, additional, additional, artificial, artificial, beneficial, beneficial, coastal, coastal, cynical, cynical, constitutional, constitutional, arrogant, arrogant, animated, animated, addicted, addicted, advanced, advanced, damaged, damaged, attached, attached, barbecued, barbecued, boiled, boiled, canned. Canned, decaffeinated, decaffeinated, amazed, amazed, annoyed, annoyed, ashamed, ashamed, bored, bored, confused, confused, amused, amused, astonished, astonished, bad-tempered, bad-tempered, bothered, bothered, concerned, concerned, convinced, convinced, closed, closed, committed, committed, conceded, conceded, adopted, adopted, confident, confident. Competent, competent, better, better, beautiful, beautiful, careful, careful, cheerful, cheerful, compatible, compatible, artistic, artistic, chronic, chronic, basic, basic, authentic, authentic, academic, academic, apologetic, apologetic, charismatic, charismatic, atomic, atomic, automatic, automatic, amazing, amazing, amusing, amusing, appalling, appalling. Boring, boring, annoying, annoying, charming, charming, confusing, confusing, astonishing, astonishing, caring, caring, circulation, circulation, childish, childish, capitalist, capitalist, decorative, decorative, active, active, attractive, attractive, creative, creative, aggressive, aggressive, competitive, competitive, cooperative, cooperative, decisive. Decisive, assertive, assertive, criticize, criticize, careless, careless, actually, actually, badly, badly, certainly, certainly, clearly, clearly, absolutely, absolutely, completely, completely, admittedly, admittedly, alternatively, alternatively, apparently, apparently, basically, basically, consequently, consequently, deeply, deeply, approximately, approximately. adequately, adequately, brightly, brightly, barely, barely, beautifully, beautifully, cowardly, cowardly, amazingly, amazingly, angrily, angrily, bravely, bravely, curiously, curiously, dangerously, dangerously, aggressively, aggressively, anxiously, anxiously, boldly, boldly, brilliantly, brilliantly, calmly, calmly, carelessly, carelessly, cheerfully, cheerfully, confidently, confidently, creatively, creatively, cruelly, cruelly, closely, closely, automatically, automatically, conscious, conscious, dangerous, dangerous, anxious, anxious, curious, curious, adventurous, adventurous, ambitious, ambitious, cautious, cautious, conscientious, conscientious, courageous, courageous, courteous, courteous, bloody, bloody, chatty, chatty, curly, curly, bulky, bulky, cloudy, cloudy, biological, biological, abstract, abstract, comedian, comedian, all right, alive, alive, awake, awake, blind, blind, deaf, deaf, complex, complex, casual, casual, dear, dear, brief, brief, absolute, absolute, cliched, cliched, coherent, coherent, anyway, anyway. Besides, anyhow, anyhow, bad, bad, best, best, dark, dark, awful, awful, bright, bright, broken, broken, deep, deep, ancient, ancient, brand new, brilliant, brilliant, broad, broad, clever, clever, colorful, colorful, absurd, absurd, accurate, accurate, adequate, adequate, appropriate, appropriate, approximate, approximate. Bizarre, bizarre, bold, bold, breathtaking, breathtaking, circular, circular, decent, decent, abnormal, abnormal, bare, bare, adjacent, adjacent, bland, bland, bleak, bleak, crisp, crisp, dated, dated, defective, defective, above, above, below, below, across, across, anywhere, anywhere, around, around, away, away, apart, apart. Behind, behind, alongside, alongside, beyond, beyond, bitter, bitter, dairy, dairy, affluent, affluent, bankrupt, bankrupt, calm, calm, damp, damp, arid, arid, bronze, bronze, choice, choice, aged, aged, blonde, blonde, afraid, afraid, angry, angry, crazy, crazy, brave, brave, certain, certain, cruel, cruel, aware, aware. Awkward, awkward, clumsy, clumsy, antisocial, antisocial, able, able, abrupt, abrupt, affectionate, affectionate, blunt, blunt, contempt, contempt, bound, bound, abroad, abroad, aboard, aboard, busy, busy, breakable, breakable, considerable, considerable, affordable, affordable, changeable, changeable, accountable, accountable, attainable, attainable. Annual, annual, central, central, accidental, accidental, controversial, controversial, conventional, conventional, crucial, crucial, analytical, analytical, bilingual, bilingual, brutal, brutal, confidential, confidential, classical, classical, continental, continental, crowded, crowded, complicated, complicated, abandoned, abandoned, armed, armed, balanced. Balanced, accepted, accepted, acclaimed, acclaimed, alleged, alleged, biased, biased, allied, allied, convenient, convenient, consistent, consistent, accessible, accessible, athletic, athletic, chaotic, chaotic, burning, burning, challenging, challenging, convincing, convincing, comforting, comforting, corresponding, corresponding, cunning, cunning, beginning. Beginning, aspiration, aspiration, communicative, communicative, addictive, addictive, administrative, administrative, comprehensive, comprehensive, conservative, conservative, constructive, constructive, abusive, abusive, compulsive, compulsive, conclusive, conclusive, consecutive, consecutive, countless, countless, daily, daily, carefully, carefully, accidentally. Accidentally, briefly, briefly, correctly, correctly, accurately, accurately, actively, actively, annually, annually, appropriately, appropriately, artificially, artificially, casually, casually, comfortably, comfortably, considerably, considerably, constantly, constantly, continuously, continuously, conveniently, conveniently, critically, critically, culturally, culturally. currently, currently, broadly, broadly, commonly, commonly, comprehensively, comprehensively, continually, continually, conclusively, conclusively, consistently, consistently, continuous, continuous, ambiguous, ambiguous, analogous, analogous, anonymous, anonymous, bossy, bossy, chilly, chilly, contradictory, contradictory, cheap, cheap, alone, alone, correct, correct. Absent, absent, alike, alike, bald, bald, common, common, cozy, cozy, actual, actual, apparent, apparent, compulsory, compulsory, constant, constant, contemporary, contemporary, current, current, deadly, deadly, alarming, alarming, ample, ample, civil, civil, considerate, considerate, continual, continual, corporate, corporate, cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan, customary, customary, cutting edge, day-to-day, day-to-day, dedicated, dedicated, ahead, ahead, arbitrary, arbitrary, backward, backward, broad-minded, broad-minded, carefree, carefree, complementary, complementary, contrary, contrary, crude, crude, dazed, dazed, dazzling, dazzling, deceptive, deceptive, about, again, again. Also, also, always, always, am, am. Afterward, afterward, ago, ago, all, almost, almost, already, already, anymore, anymore, along, along, allowed, allowed, altogether, altogether, any, aside, aside, between, between, abruptly, abruptly, allegedly, allegedly, decisively, decisively, circumstance, circumstance, army, army, bundle, bundle, casualty, casualty, closure. Closure, consensus, consensus, crystal, crystal, alternate, alternate, concede, concede, goalkeeper, goalkeeper, establishment, establishment, grant, grant, exam, exam, discipline, discipline, graduate, graduate, expenditure, expenditure, descend, descend, gender, gender, guys, guts, guts, granddad, granddad, grandma, grandma, grandpa, grandpa. Granny, granny, depart, depart, inhabit, inhabit, garment, garment, infant, infant, duration, duration, elapse, elapse, excel, excel, desire, desire, employ, employ, engage, engage, enhance, enhance, evaluate, evaluate, facilitate, facilitate, disclose, disclose, endorse, endorse, enjoy, enjoy, eradicate, eradicate, erode, erode, examine. Examine, exemplify, exemplify, exercise, exercise, infer, infer, dump, dump, gang, gang, heaven, heaven, get, hit, hit, devil, devil, disapproval, disapproval, dismissal, dismissal, impatience, impatience, dissatisfaction, dissatisfaction, disability, disability, disagreement, disagreement, dishonesty, dishonesty, disorder, disorder, disagree. Disagree, discourage, discourage, disrespect, disrespect, disgust, disgust, disapprove, disapprove, dislike, dislike, import, import, disposal, disposal, guidance, guidance, ignorance, ignorance, independence, independence, influence, influence, dishwasher, dishwasher, freezer, freezer, heater, heater, helper, helper, diver, diver, farmer, farmer. Employer, employer, firefighter, firefighter, feeling, feeling, ending, ending, greeting, greeting, handwriting, handwriting, funding, funding, fighting, fighting, fishing, fishing, ice skating, farming, farming, edition, edition, exhibition, exhibition, illustration, illustration, examination, examination, infection, infection, definition, definition. Expression, expression, identification, identification, information, information, description, description, discussion, discussion, explanation, explanation, demonstration, demonstration, devastation, devastation, graduation, graduation, inflation, inflation, depression, depression, evolution, evolution, impression, impression, disposition, disposition, imagination, imagination. determination, determination, exhaustion, exhaustion, frustration, frustration, election, election, division, division, generation, generation, destination, destination, expedition, expedition, immigration, immigration, facility, facility, generosity, generosity, hostility, hostility, humanity, humanity, humility, humility, identity, identity, hospitality, hospitality. Electricity, electricity, entertainment, entertainment, encouragement, encouragement, imprisonment, imprisonment, development, development, disappointment, disappointment, excitement, excitement, enjoyment, enjoyment, embarrassment, embarrassment, government, government, equipment, equipment, employment, employment, illness, illness, fitness, fitness, happiness, happiness. Eagerness, eagerness, greatness, greatness, elevator, elevator, escalator, escalator, director, director, friendship, friendship, delivery, delivery, discovery, discovery, extremist, extremist, dog, dog, fish, fish, horse, horse, dinosaur, dinosaur, duck, duck, elephant, elephant, dolphin, dolphin, donkey, donkey, fly, fly, frog, frog, giraffe, giraffe, goat, goat, eagle, eagle, egg, egg, feather, feather, fox, fox, horn, horn, fur, fur, group, group, guitar, guitar, drum, drum, display, display, documentary, documentary, festival, festival, film, film, flute, flute, gallery, gallery, headline, headline, hero, hero, episode, episode, guest, guest, image, image. Extra, extra, index, index, feature, feature, flashback, flashback, house, house, hip-hop, hip-hop, fiction, fiction, folk, folk, drama, drama, harmony, harmony, graphics, graphics, ear, ear, eye, face, face, foot, foot, hand, hand, head, head, finger, finger, headache, headache, heart, heart, diet, diet, elbow, elbow. Forehead, forehead, heart attack, human, human, dose, dose, drug, drug, eyebrow, eyebrow, eyelid, eyelid, fingernail, fingernail, gum, gum, heel, heel, hip, hip, gene, gene, disc, disc, donor, donor, fist, fist, health, health, flu, flu, eyesight, eyesight, digestion, digestion, healthcare, healthcare, diarrhea, diarrhea. Disease, disease, earache, earache, fever, fever, deodorant, deodorant, diagnosis, diagnosis, immune system, do, hurt, hurt, faint, faint, freeze, freeze, have, digest, digest, infect, infect, diagnose, diagnose, develop, develop, heal, heal, dress, dress, hat, hat, earring, earring, glove, glove. Helmet, helmet, hood, hood, denim, denim, gear, gear, glasses, glasses, document, document, envelope, envelope, file, file, form, form, ID card, demand, demand, diagram, diagram, entry, entry, excuse, excuse, figure, figure, guess, guess, draft, draft, exclamation point, fight, fight, first language, graph, graph, handout, handout, hint, hint, hyphen, hyphen, idiom, idiom, groan, groan, grammar, grammar, feedback, feedback, fluency, fluency, gossip, gossip, ID, ID, emphasis, emphasis, dialect, dialect, dialogue, dialogue, dispute, dispute, implication, implication, directions, directions, describe, describe, discuss, discuss, give, give, encourage, encourage, greet, greet, inform, inform, define, define, deny, deny, emphasize, emphasize, erase, erase, expose, expose, express, express, guarantee, guarantee, highlight, highlight, indicate, indicate, illustrate, illustrate, imply, imply, explain, explain, forgive, forgive, hear, hear, exclaim, exclaim, guilt, guilt. degree, degree, gram, gram, dozen, dozen, drop, drop, inch, inch, diamond, diamond, dimension, dimension, grade, grade, fake, fake, glass, glass, gray, gray, green, green, depth, depth, distance, distance, height, height, increase, increase, extent, extent, dictionary, dictionary, diploma, diploma, exchange, exchange, dissertation. Dissertation, homework, homework, gym, gym, history, history, fail, fail, dish, dish, drink, drink, fork, fork, grape, grape, fridge, fridge, frying pan, grill, grill, feast, feast, fast food, garlic, garlic, ham, ham, honey, honey, flour, flour, hunger, hunger, dinner, dinner, food, food, fruit, fruit. Ice cream, dessert, dessert, flavor, flavor, eggplant, eggplant, fat, fat, dice, dice, fry, fry, desk, desk, dining room, door, door, farm, farm, garden, garden, drawer, drawer, entrance, entrance, exit, exit, floor, floor, garage, garage, gate, gate, hall, hall, faucet, faucet, fire station, fire station. Frame, frame, hut, hut, estate, estate, fence, fence, hook, hook, doorway, doorway, furniture, furniture, heat, heat, flesh, flesh, home, home, facilities, facilities, the first floor, the ground floor, dollar, dollar, euro, euro, exchange rate, fee, fee, economy, economy, fortune, fortune. Deposit, deposit, dime, dime, fund, fund, finance, finance, expense, expense, disposable income, expenses, expenses, flower, flower, field, field, hill, hill, district, district, flood, flood, forecast, forecast, earthquake, earthquake, element, element, hedge, hedge, habitat, habitat, iceberg, iceberg, grass, grass, geography. Geography, gold, gold, ice, ice, earth, earth, global warming, ground, ground, hail, hail, desert, desert, fall, fall, fog, fog, forest, forest, frost, frost, gas, gas, harvest, harvest, erupt, erupt, grow, grow, experiment, experiment, hug, hug, estimate, estimate, glance, glance, help, help, hiking, hiking. Housework, housework, effort, effort, habit, habit, escape, escape, grip, grip, hold, hold, gaze, gaze, hide, hide, hesitate, hesitate, giggle, giggle, glare, glare, grin, grin, find, find, design, design, destroy, destroy, discover, discover, finish, finish, fix, fix, follow, follow, handle, handle, imagine, imagine. Demolish, demolish, deprive, deprive, dip, dip, disrupt, disrupt, distinguish, distinguish, distract, distract, distribute, distribute, disturb, disturb, drag, drag, enable, enable, exploit, exploit, explore, explore, extend, extend, extract, extract, forbid, forbid, force, force, found, found, free, free, gather, gather, guard, guard. Identify, identify, ignore, ignore, implement, implement, grasp, grasp, imitate, imitate, impose, impose, haul, haul, delay, delay, end, end, fill, fill, hurry, hurry, improve, improve, deliver, deliver, dig, dig, divide, divide, fasten, fasten, fold, fold, grab, grab, hang, hang, dominate, dominate, fire, fire, hunt, hunt. Flee, flee, girl, girl, haircut, haircut, grown up, fringe, fringe, hair, hair, elegance, elegance, dream, dream, experience, experience, favorite, favorite, fool, fool, idea, idea, gentleman, gentleman, idiot, idiot, extrovert, extrovert, fanatic, fanatic, fun, fun, despair, despair, disgrace, disgrace, enthusiasm, enthusiasm. Envy, envy, faith, faith, fame, fame, grief, grief, honesty, honesty, honor, honor, horror, horror, humor, humor, distress, distress, drive, drive, hatred, hatred, dignity, dignity, diplomacy, diplomacy, empathy, empathy, fulfillment, fulfillment, hypocrisy, hypocrisy, doubt, doubt, fear, fear, hope, hope, delight, delight, emotion. Emotion, freedom, freedom, hate, hate, disappoint, disappoint, draw, draw, endure, endure, feel, feel, impress, impress, demonstrate, demonstrate, delegation, delegation, democracy, democracy, father, father, friend, friend, husband, husband, girlfriend, girlfriend, grandchild, grandchild, granddaughter, granddaughter, grandfather, grandfather. Grandmother, grandmother, grandparent, grandparent, grandson, grandson, enemy, enemy, family, family, groom, groom, father-in-law, father-in-law, funeral, funeral, host, host, divorce, divorce, folks, folks, doll, doll, football, football, game, game, department store, goal, goal, hobby, hobby, final, final, foul, foul, golf, golf. Hockey, hockey, ice hockey, ice hockey, gymnastics, gymnastics, extreme sports, export, export, goods, goods, eliminate, eliminate, DVD, DVD, download, download, folder, folder, desktop, desktop, device, device, hard drive, icon, icon, dot, dot, hardware, hardware, failure, failure, flash, flash, go, go, equip. Equip, generate, generate, Google, Google, driver's license, flight, flight, gas station, guidebook, guidebook, helicopter, helicopter, highway, highway, ferry, ferry, harbor, harbor, gasoline, gasoline, departure, departure, diesel, diesel, divert, divert, holiday, holiday, guide, guide, employee, employee, industry. Industry, firm, firm, fisherman, fisherman, enterprise, enterprise, executive, executive, developer, developer, giant, giant, duty, duty, haunt, haunt, disappearance, disappearance, indifference, indifference, inconvenience, inconvenience, distraction, distraction, disruption, disruption, inclusion, inclusion, impossibility, impossibility, inferiority, inferiority. Inequality, inequality, inability, inability, disadvantage, disadvantage, discontent, discontent, discrimination, discrimination, displacement, displacement, discomfort, discomfort, disappear, disappear, discriminate, discriminate, dismiss, dismiss, displace, displace, distort, distort, disqualify, disqualify, inferior, inferior, influx, influx, inaccuracy, inaccuracy. Disturbance, disturbance, importance, importance, dominance, dominance, endurance, endurance, difference, difference, existence, existence, eraser, eraser, driver, driver, designer, designer, foreigner, foreigner, hairdresser, hairdresser, determiner, determiner, entertainer, entertainer, gardener, gardener, follower, follower, founder, founder, further, further. Engineering, engineering, gardening, gardening, hunting, hunting, housing, housing, drawing, drawing, direction, direction, explosion, explosion, extension, extension, equation, equation, federation, federation, foundation, foundation, fraction, fraction, imitation, imitation, destruction, destruction, expansion, expansion, distribution, distribution, domination. Domination, erosion, erosion, extinction, extinction, industrialization, industrialization, distinction, distinction, elimination, elimination, hesitation, hesitation, implementation, implementation, donation, donation, exception, exception, emission, emission, evaluation, evaluation, exaggeration, exaggeration, exploration, exploration, generalization, generalization. Indication, indication, inclination, inclination, dentist, dentist, guitarist, guitarist, economist, economist, environmentalist, environmentalist, equality, equality, flexibility, flexibility, individuality, individuality, explosive, explosive, imperative, imperative, generalize, generalize, department, department, improvement, improvement, fire department, fire department. harassment, harassment, friendliness, friendliness, effectiveness, effectiveness, fairness, fairness, forgiveness, forgiveness, goodness, goodness, homelessness, homelessness, doctor, doctor, editor, editor, emperor, emperor, indicator, indicator, hardship, hardship, difficulty, difficulty, gambling, gambling, email, email, example, example, factory, factory. Hospital, hospital, hotel, hotel, hour, hour, diary, diary, digital camera, disco, disco, discount, discount, dresser, dresser, engine, engine, engineer, engineer, fact, fact, fan, fan, first name, gift, gift, grocery store, housewife, housewife, definite article, detail, detail, detective. Detective, disc jockey, DJ, DJ, drugstore, drugstore, edge, edge, elementary school, embassy, embassy, essay, essay, event, event, expert, expert, fair, 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 favor, favor, filmmaker, filmmaker, fine, fine, flag, flag, fountain, fountain, gun, gun, hairdryer, hairdryer, hairstylist, hairstylist. Handkerchief, handkerchief, herb, herb, hole, hole, honeymoon, honeymoon, hostel, hostel, hot dog, indefinite article, infinitive, infinitive, dilemma, dilemma, diplomat, diplomat, dive, dive, electrician, electrician, environment, environment, equal, equal, era, era, factor, factor, fate, fate, fault, fault, female. Female, flame, flame, flashlight, flashlight, function, function, future, future, gap, gap, grave, grave, gulf, gulf, hammer, hammer, immigrant, immigrant, individual, individual, deficit, deficit, delegate, delegate, deputy, deputy, destiny, destiny, directory, directory, dock, dock, domain, domain, drawback, drawback, empire, empire. Equivalent, equivalent, exhibit, exhibit, exterior, exterior, faculty, faculty, flaw, flaw, fleet, fleet, footstep, footstep, format, format, formula, formula, gadget, gadget, gathering, gathering, genius, genius, gerund, gerund, gesture, gesture, glimpse, glimpse, hazard, hazard, heading, heading, historian, historian, idol, idol, descendant. Descendant, deterrent, deterrent, drain, drain, echo, echo, embrace, embrace, entity, entity, ethic, ethic, feet, feet, filter, filter, fireplace, fireplace, forgery, forgery, framework, framework, fraud, fraud, frown, frown, gamble, gamble, gasp, gasp, air, air, hierarchy, hierarchy, hostage, hostage, hypothesis, hypothesis, illusion. Illusion, impulse, impulse, east, east, handball, handball, dirt, dirt, diving, diving, dust, dust, economics, economics, energy, energy, fashion, fashion, garbage, garbage, ease, ease, efficiency, efficiency, electronics, electronics, evidence, evidence, genetics, genetics, good, good, harm, harm, excess, excess, exposure, exposure. Friction, friction, geology, geology, glamour, glamour, globalization, globalization, glory, glory, grace, grace, greed, greed, hygiene, hygiene, dependence, dependence, desperation, desperation, discretion, discretion, dismay, dismay, DNA, DNA, doom, doom, flare, flare, give and take, glue, glue, heritage, heritage, horizon, horizon. Infancy, infancy, evening, evening, February, February, Friday, Friday, high school, effect, effect, emergency, emergency, fuel, fuel, disaster, disaster, disguise, disguise, error, error, evil, evil, fantasy, fantasy, incident, incident, income, income, deficiency, deficiency, density, density, fabric, fabric, gain, gain. Denial, denial, deprivation, deprivation, drought, drought, endeavor, endeavor, famine, famine, fluid, fluid, fragrance, fragrance, incentive, incentive, groceries, groceries, earnings, earnings, human rights, fumes, grounds, the first person, flow, downside, glow, firework. Die, eat, happen, exist, float, hitchhike, differ, emerge, deteriorate, feed, hop, drift, expire, flourish, fluctuate, forget, include, delete, deserve, direct, enter. Expect, facts, edit, educate, enclose, encounter, frighten, detect, determine, enforce, enrich, envision, exceed, exclude, exhaust, fascinate, fit, foresee, imprison, defy. Depict, devise, differentiate, dread, earn, embarrass, embody, emit, equate, execute, formulate, hinder, incorporate, incur, indulge, dry, dial, entertain, explode, donate, double, expand, fade, govern, diminish, exaggerate, dim, dissolve, flatten, hum, ghost, God, hell, impolite, incredible, fantastic, industrious, frozen, great, half, full, golden, dumb, fed up, empirical, fraudulent, evidently, formerly, evident, ill, due, foremost, indeed, gross, heavenly, hot, faraway, incurable, illegal, impersonal, disabled, disorganized, dissatisfied, inexperienced, disrespectful, inedible, dishonestly, illegally, impatiently, incredibly, dishonest, implicit, impatient, immature, inadequate, inconsiderate, enjoyable, desirable, favorable, formidable, dental, fatal, facial, grammatical, exceptional, hierarchical, educational, financial, economical, environmental, ecological, global, emotional, hysterical, hypocritical, digital, electrical, industrial, important, dominant, detached, flawed, fried, grilled, depressed, excited, delighted, disappointed, embarrassed, exhausted, experienced, frightened, determined, devoted, distinguished, fascinated, impressed, gifted, dignified, elated, developed, divorced, engaged, fluent, different, independent, delightful, dreadful, harmful, graceful, grateful. Helpful, hopeful, doubtful, forceful, genetic, domestic, economic, dynamic, energetic, enthusiastic, heroic, idealistic, democratic, democratic, gymnastic, gymnastic, electric, electric, electronic, electronic, disgusting, disgusting, growing, growing, freezing, freezing, good-looking, good-looking, exciting, exciting, disappointing, disappointing, easygoing, easygoing, embarrassing, embarrassing, frightening, frightening, depressing, depressing, distressing, distressing, encouraging, encouraging, exhausting, exhausting, fascinating, fascinating, frustrating, frustrating, developing, developing, education, education, expectation, expectation, foolish, foolish, extensive, extensive, impressive, impressive, imaginative, imaginative, expressive, expressive, impulsive, impulsive, harmless, harmless, faultless, faultless, flawless, flawless, hopeless, hopeless, fearless, fearless, especially, especially, exactly, exactly, extremely, extremely, finally, finally. Fortunately, fortunately, fully, fully, generally, generally, heavily, heavily, honestly, honestly, hopefully, hopefully, desperately, desperately, entirely, entirely, extraordinarily, extraordinarily, fantastically, fantastically, firstly, firstly, fluently, fluently, frankly, frankly, greatly, greatly, highly, highly, incidentally, incidentally, fairly, fairly. Densely, densely, financially, financially, ecologically, ecologically, environmentally, environmentally, globally, globally, elegantly, elegantly, excitedly, excitedly, happily, happily, eagerly, eagerly, emotionally, emotionally, enthusiastically, enthusiastically, foolishly, foolishly, furiously, furiously, gently, gently, electronically, electronically, enormous, enormous. Disastrous, disastrous, fabulous, fabulous, famous, famous, generous, generous, furious, furious, healthy, healthy, guilty, guilty, dirty, dirty, faulty, faulty, filthy, filthy, hungry, hungry, fatty, fatty, foggy, foggy, icy, icy, funny, funny, greedy, greedy, fussy, fussy, dizzy, dizzy, feeble, feeble, fresh, fresh, how. Eyelash, eyelash, germ, germ, flat, flat, down, down, hardly, hardly, far, far, furthermore, furthermore, guideline, guideline, excellent, excellent, hard, hard, heavy, heavy, high, high, horrible, horrible, indoor, indoor, exact, exact, extraordinary, extraordinary, false, false, front, front, gentle, gentle, huge, huge, delicate. Delicate, dense, dense, distant, distant, entire, entire, extreme, extreme, fierce, fierce, genuine, genuine, ideal, ideal, inaccurate, inaccurate, inconvenient, inconvenient, dull, dull, harsh, harsh, immense, immense, desperate, desperate, elaborate, elaborate, fragile, fragile, fragrant, fragrant, grim, grim, else, else, in, indoors, indoors, elementary, elementary, ingredient, ingredient, grain, grain, downstairs, downstairs, first floor, infrastructure, infrastructure, extravagant, extravagant, humid, humid, environmentally friendly, fertile, fertile, ecology, ecology, elderly, elderly, handsome, handsome, elegant, elegant, happy, happy, glad, glad. Difficult, difficult, honest, honest, eager, eager, fond, fond, devastated, devastated, defensive, defensive, diplomatic, diplomatic, eccentric, eccentric, eminent, eminent, fearful, fearful, humble, humble, immune, immune, generously, generously, fuss, fuss, fury, fury, gay, gay, fellow, fellow, household, household, high-tech, 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 handheld, handheld, full-time, full-time, doctor, dr. Drunk, drunk, disposable, disposable, inevitable, inevitable, inconceivable, inconceivable, indispensable, indispensable, indisputable, indisputable, inexplicable, inexplicable, disloyal, disloyal, immoral, immoral, informal, informal, disadvantaged, disadvantaged, disgusted, disgusted, disillusioned, disillusioned, indifferent, indifferent, impossible, impossible. inexpensive, inexpensive, indirectly, indirectly, inevitably, inevitably, informally, informally, illiterate, illiterate, imperfect, imperfect, immortal, immortal, inappropriate, inappropriate, indirect, indirect, inefficient, inefficient, fashionable, fashionable, hospitable, hospitable, essential, essential, historical, historical, external, external, functional, functional. Gradual, gradual, identical, identical, federal, federal, horizontal, horizontal, influential, influential, ethical, ethical, experimental, experimental, fictional, fictional, fundamental, fundamental, dressed, dressed, detailed, detailed, divided, divided, endangered, endangered, estimated, estimated, fixed, fixed, improved, improved, frustrated, frustrated. Furnished, furnished, genetically modified, genetically modified, industrialized, industrialized, disturbed, disturbed, engrossed, engrossed, horrified, horrified, humiliated, humiliated, efficient, efficient, dependent, dependent, faithful, faithful, fruitful, fruitful, eventful, eventful, flexible, flexible, edible, edible, eligible, eligible, feasible, feasible. Historic, historic, dramatic, dramatic, exotic, exotic, ethnic, ethnic, demanding, demanding, entertaining, entertaining, existing, existing, forthcoming, forthcoming, gripping, gripping, disturbing, disturbing, fulfilling, fulfilling, horrifying, horrifying, humiliating, humiliating, fascination, fascination, formation, formation, diversity, diversity, expensive. Expensive, effective, effective, exclusive, exclusive, distinctive, distinctive, excessive, excessive, exhaustive, exhaustive, informative, informative, disruptive, disruptive, elusive, elusive, endless, endless, helpless, helpless, homeless, homeless, hourly, hourly, easily, easily, immediately, immediately, definitely, definitely, differently, differently. Directly, directly, frequently, frequently, deliberately, deliberately, dramatically, dramatically, effectively, effectively, efficiently, efficiently, equally, equally, essentially, essentially, eventually, eventually, finally, finally, firmly, firmly, freely, freely, gradually, gradually, ideally, ideally, importantly, importantly, increasingly, increasingly. Independently, independently, exclusively, exclusively, formally, formally, historically, historically, immensely, immensely, inappropriately, inappropriately, individually, individually, diplomatically, diplomatically, fundamentally, fundamentally, harshly, harshly, hopelessly, hopelessly, indefinitely, indefinitely, infinitely, infinitely, delicious, delicious, hilarious, hilarious. Humorous, humorous, hazardous, hazardous, infectious, infectious, dusty, dusty, grumpy, grumpy, floppy, floppy, handy, handy, easy, easy, fast, fast, first, first, early, early, empty, empty, foreign, foreign, friendly, friendly, half price, downtown, downtown, duty free, eastern, eastern, face to face, face to face. Familiar, familiar, fancy, fancy, forbidden, forbidden, former, former, frequent, frequent, general, general, gorgeous, gorgeous, hidden, hidden, incorrect, incorrect, definite, definite, deliberate, deliberate, diverse, diverse, expected, expected, formal, formal, fortunate, fortunate, hardworking, hardworking, immediate, immediate, deprived, deprived. Deserted, deserted, devastating, devastating, distinct, distinct, distressed, distressed, down to earth, downward, downward, drastic, drastic, dual, dual, extinct, extinct, feminine, feminine, grand, grand, hectic, hectic, holy, holy, honored, honored, hostile, hostile, idle, idle, imaginary, imaginary, definitive, definitive, detrimental. Detrimental, discreet, discreet, dubious, dubious, eventual, eventual, explicit, explicit, exquisite, exquisite, finite, finite, frail, frail, frantic, frantic, high profile, hollow, hollow, humanitarian, humanitarian, hygienic, hygienic, ignorant, ignorant, imminent, imminent, infinite, infinite, here, here, enough, enough, even, even. ever, ever, everywhere, everywhere, half price, either, face to face, forever, forever, forward, forward, furthest, elsewhere, genuinely, drastically, exceptionally, hence, downhill, growth, headquarters, impact, elite, fright, essence, exile, focus, frenzy, frontier, heap, drown, elect, entitle, establish, hire, dictate, evolve, fulfill, position, narrative, notify, mountain, place, lab, joint, note, obtain, perform, observe, kid, kick, insert, practitioner, occupation, possession, offspring, paradigm, inquiry, merit, nature, plight, permit, prevail, perceive, proceed, oblige, minute, junk, make, land, ponder, kill, intolerance, intruder, installation, interaction, misinterpretation, insomnia, invade, introvert, input, interfere, intervene, mislead, misinterpret, musical, potential, official, performance, insurance, maintenance, intelligence, patience, innocence, preference, painter, player, poster, performer, offender, learner, observer, master, leader, lover, partner, MP3 player, printer, passenger, manager, officer, manufacturer, plumber, minor, painting, meeting. Meaning, learning, lightning, ironing, marketing, programming, landing, parking, manufacturing, production, operation, presentation, introduction, persuasion, invitation, objection. Prediction, legislation, orientation, institution, pollution, preparation, prevention, invasion, motivation, inspiration, obsession, irritation, organization, mission, optimism, optimist. Materialist, motorist, obesity, longevity, mortality, majority, minority, personality, integrity, priority, organize, payment, investment, movement, management, kindness, laziness. Politeness, nervousness, openness, predator, narrator, investor, instructor, inspector, operator, leadership, partnership, killer, murderer, pet, pig, insect, lion, monkey, mouse, kangaroo, kitten, mosquito, parrot, penguin, leopard, owl, paw, polar bear, mammal, pony, nest, pack, pack, pray, pray, movie, movie, newspaper, newspaper, page, page, photo, photo, picture, picture, instrument, instrument, keyboard, keyboard, magazine, magazine, photograph, photograph, piano, piano, play, play, program, program, intermission, intermission, novel, novel, paper, paper, part, part, poem, poem, poet, poet, issue, issue, item, item, piece, piece, portrait, portrait, masterpiece, masterpiece, melody, melody, organ, organ, music, music, jazz, jazz. Photography, photography, pop, pop, literature, literature, poetry, poetry, opera, opera, lyrics, lyrics, present, present, print, print, portray, portray, leg, leg, mouth, mouth, nose, nose, neck, neck, knee, knee, lip, lip, patient, patient, pill, pill, jaw, jaw, lung, lung, nail, nail, kidney, kidney, knuckle, knuckle, needle, needle, nerve, nerve, nostril, nostril, palm, palm, plague, plague, posture, posture, medicine, medicine, pain, pain, injury, injury, liver, liver, muscle, muscle, poison, poison, pregnancy, pregnancy, labor, labor, prescribe, prescribe, jacket, jacket, necklace, necklace, pocket, pocket, mask, mask, necktie, necktie. Jewelry, jewelry, jeans, jeans, pants, pants, pantyhose, pantyhose, panties, panties, look, look, language, language, letter, letter, message, message, name, name, number, number, pen, pen, pencil, pencil, license, license, list, list, notebook, notebook, notice, notice, offer, offer, postcard, postcard, interview, interview, joke, joke. Label, label, lie, lie, line, line, logo, logo, paragraph, paragraph, period, period, photocopy, photocopy, phrase, phrase, point, point, prayer, prayer, insult, insult, manual, manual, matter, matter, native speaker, order, order, outline, outline, profile, profile, mark, mark, memo, memo, margin, margin. Motion, motion, plea, plea, mail, mail, news, news, pressure, pressure, jargon, jargon, ink, ink, material, material, legend, legend, mention, mention, myth, a myth, metaphor, metaphor, pray, pray, insist, insist, listen, listen, object, object, moan, moan, invite, invite, no, no, mean, mean, persuade, persuade, predict, predict, invent, invent, justify, justify, oppose, oppose, praise, praise, instruct, instruct, interpret, interpret, motivate, motivate, introduce, introduce, maintain, maintain, plant, plant, interrupt, interrupt, learn, learn, inquire, inquire, mumble, mumble, mutter, mutter, lobby, lobby, pirate, pirate, prisoner, prisoner, jury, jury. Offense, offense, penalty, penalty, lawsuit, lawsuit, massacre, massacre, justice, justice, law, law, police, police, proceedings, proceedings, kilo, kilo, kilogram, kilogram, kilometer, kilometer, liter, liter, meter, meter, pair, pair, limit, limit, mile, mile, millimeter, millimeter, pattern, pattern, pile, pile, level, level, load. Load, percentage, percentage, pint, pint, pound, pound, orange, orange, pink, pink, length, length, measure, measure, left, left, maximum, maximum, lesson, lesson, project, project, nursery, nursery, math, math, physics, physics, philosophy, philosophy, pass, pass, knife, knife, meal, meal, picnic, picnic, plate, plate. Main course, menu, menu, mug, mug, mushroom, mushroom, potato chip, kettle, kettle, oven, oven, pan, pan, pea, pea, peanut, peanut, pepper, pepper, pot, pot, loaf, loaf, pancake, pancake, portion, portion, pastry, pastry, pit, pit, meat, meat, milk, milk, jam, jam, lemonade, lemonade, mineral water. mineral water, pasta, pasta, mint, mint, mustard, mustard, juice, juice, lunch, lunch, pizza, pizza, potato, potato, lemon, lemon, lunchtime, lunchtime, mango, mango, melon, melon, oil, oil, onion, onion, pear, pear, lettuce, lettuce, peach, peach, pie, pie, pineapple, pineapple, junk food, leek, leek, key. Kitchen, kitchen, living room, museum, museum, lamp, lamp, library, library, light, light, mirror, mirror, office, office, pillow, pillow, post office, iron, iron, laboratory, laboratory, ladder, ladder, monument, monument, palace, palace, passage, passage, landmark, landmark, lounge, lounge, mansion, mansion, loft, loft, premises, premises, loan, loan, penny, penny, loss, loss, legacy, legacy, money, money, poverty, poverty, interest, interest, profit, profit, means, means, park, park, island, island, lake, lake, landscape, landscape, leaf, leaf, peak, peak, planet, planet, pond, pond, pool, pool, log, log, life, life, moonlight, moonlight, mud, mud, oxygen, oxygen, jungle, jungle, metal, metal, mist, mist, oak, oak, pine, pine, ocean, ocean, pour, pour, kiss, kiss, jump, jump, laugh, laugh, process, process, launch, launch, march, march, move, move, practice, practice, laughter, laughter, jog, jog, knock, knock, meet, meet, pause, pause. Kneel, kneel, participate, participate, opt, opt, pose, pose, join, join, leave, leave, lend, lend, lose, lose, miss, miss, open, open, install, install, lift, lift, pick, pick, pin, pin, postpone, postpone, prevent, prevent, produce, produce, keep, keep, lick, lick, locate, locate, lower, lower, occupy, occupy, overcome, overcome, preserve, preserve, inspect, inspect, monitor, monitor, omit, omit, initiate, initiate, mount, mount, pat, pat, mix, mix, paint, paint, prepare, prepare, lead, lead, lock, lock, manage, manage, plan, plan, press, press, invest, invest, obey, obey, merge, merge, man, man, lady, lady, mustache, mustache, makeup, makeup, perfume, perfume, mind, mind, joy, joy, liar, liar, point of view, monster, monster, peace, peace, pleasure, pleasure, loyalty, loyalty, pity, pity, pride, pride, initiative, initiative, mercy, mercy, outrage, outrage, memory, memory, mood, mood, love, love, misery, misery, panic, panic, passion, passion. Nerves, nerves, pretend, pretend, prefer, prefer, inspire, inspire, offend, offend, irritate, irritate, judge, judge, please, please, king, king, president, president, kingdom, kingdom, nation, nation, policy, policy, politics, politics, power, power, mom, mom, mother, mother, parent, parent, party, party, member, member, neighbor, neighbor, nephew, nephew, niece, niece, mother-in-law, mother-in-law, opponent, opponent, orphan, orphan, marriage, marriage, market, market, match, match, playground, playground, league, league, net, net, product, product, marathon, marathon, martial art, leisure, leisure, laptop, laptop, machine, machine, model, model, PC, PC. Link, link, message board, password, password, plug, plug, laser, laser, microphone, microphone, network, network, pedal, pedal, IT, machinery, machinery, plane, plane, map, map, motorcycle, motorcycle, parking lot, path, path, platform, platform, jet, jet, journey, journey, lane, lane, parachute, parachute. Itinerary, itinerary, luggage, luggage, port, port, job, job, profession, profession, perk, perk, janitor, janitor, overtime, overtime, paperwork, paperwork, personnel, personnel, manufacture, manufacture, overload, overload, operate, operate, murder, murder, pork, pork, mosque, mosque, priest, priest, interference, interference, misunderstanding, misunderstanding, integration, integration, inhibition, inhibition, intrusion, intrusion, intervention, intervention, insecurity, insecurity, injustice, injustice, insight, insight, intrude, intrude, inherit, inherit, integrate, integrate, interval, interval, interact, interact, misfortune, misfortune, misuse, misuse, misbehave, misbehave, misunderstand, misunderstand. Misplace, misplace, principle, principle, original, original, professional, professional, perseverance, perseverance, inheritance, inheritance, participant, participant, occurrence, occurrence, negligence, negligence, persistence, persistence, presence, presence, photographer, photographer, keeper, keeper, lawyer, lawyer, lighter, lighter, owner, owner, maker, maker, minister, minister, organizer, organizer, philosopher, philosopher, producer, producer, listener, listener, programmer, programmer, mechanic, mechanic, plastic, plastic, opening, opening, jogging, jogging, lighting, lighting, planning, planning, mining, mining, networking, networking, loathing, loathing, living, living, location, location. Occasion, occasion, population, population, negotiation, negotiation, observation, observation, precaution, precaution, projection, projection, presumption, presumption, procession, procession, isolation, isolation, opposition, opposition, perfection, perfection, preservation, preservation, invention, invention, intention, intention, interruption, interruption, investigation. Investigation, obligation, obligation, innovation, innovation, inspection, inspection, liberation, liberation, limitation, limitation, migration, migration, modification, modification, nomination, nomination, progression, progression, intuition, intuition, medication, medication, perception, perception, mechanism, mechanism, journalism, journalism, materialism, materialism. Journalist, journalist, novelist, novelist, pharmacist, pharmacist, possibility, possibility, mentality, mentality, necessity, necessity, popularity, popularity, liability, liability, productivity, productivity, intensity, intensity, mediocrity, mediocrity, normality, normality, nationality, nationality, opportunity, opportunity, probability, probability, objective. Objective, minimize, minimize, privatize, privatize, maximize, maximize, judgment, judgment, involvement, involvement, loneliness, loneliness, professor, professor, inventor, inventor, investigator, investigator, predecessor, predecessor, ownership, ownership, membership, membership, killing, killing, kind, kind, month, month, movie theater, movie theater. Person, person, problem, problem, kite, kite, last name, mistake, mistake, moment, moment, noun, noun, nurse, nurse, omelet, omelet, passport, passport, pen pal, pilot, pilot, policeman, policeman, police officer, police officer, policewoman, policewoman, price, price, prize, prize, jar, jar. Kit, kit, lecture, lecture, lottery, lottery, mall, mall, method, method, modal, verb, musician, musician, neighborhood, neighborhood, nickname, nickname, nightclub, nightclub, nightmare, nightmare, olive, olive, opinion, opinion, opposite, opposite, option, option, pedestrian, pedestrian, pharmacy, pharmacy, phrasal verb, pipe. Pipe, politician, politician, preposition, preposition, prescription, prescription, prince, prince, princess, princess, institute, institute, interior, interior, jewel, jewel, junior, junior, landlady, landlady, landlord, landlord, layer, layer, leaflet, leaflet, leak, leak, lid, lid, lifestyle, lifestyle, male, male, mayor, mayor, metal, metal. Mine, mine, miracle, miracle, motive, motive, motor, motor, napkin, napkin, nut, nut, package, package, parade, parade, pension, pension, phase, phase, plot, plot, prefix, prefix, instance, instance, journal, journal, knob, knob, lawn, lawn, layout, layout, luxury, luxury, mat, mat, ministry, ministry, mode, mode, nape, nape, newsletter, newsletter, norm, norm, notion, notion, obstacle, obstacle, outlet, outlet, overview, overview, panel, panel, peasant, peasant, peak, peak, peer, peer, perspective, perspective, phenomenon, phenomenon, principle, principle, privilege, privilege, instruction, instruction, jug, jug, knot, knot, leap, leap, lifespan, lifespan, lump, lump, memorial, memorial, millennium, millennium, missile, missile, murmur, murmur, novelty, novelty, odor, odor, ordeal, ordeal, ornament, ornament, outbreak, outbreak, pact, pact, paradox, paradox, parallel, parallel, particle, particle, pastime, pastime, patch, patch, pioneer, pioneer, pole, pole, jelly, jelly, leather, leather, luck, luck, magic, magic, midnight, midnight, noon, noon, north, north, ma'am, ma'am, nightlife, nightlife, northeast, northeast, northwest, northwest, pay, pay, permission, permission, progress, progress, laundry, laundry, litter, litter, mankind, mankind, pace, pace, pottery, pottery, privacy, privacy, jealousy, jealousy, junk mail, junk mail, literacy, literacy, logic, logic, neglect, neglect, nutrition, nutrition, ozone, ozone, paradise, paradise, prestige, prestige, likelihood, likelihood, linen, linen, lumber, lumber, lore, lore, momentum, momentum, morale, morale, nostalgia, nostalgia, output, output, peer pressure, January, January, July, July, June, June, May, May, Monday, Monday, morning, morning, night, night, noise, noise, November, November, October, October, phone, phone, plural, plural, jail, jail, lamb, lamb, liquid, liquid, mystery, mystery, powder, powder, prison, prison, liberty, liberty, mixture, mixture, origin, origin, pavement, pavement, prejudice, prejudice, procedure, procedure, instinct, instinct, intellect, intellect, justification, justification, merger, merger, mishap, mishap, monopoly, monopoly, muddle, muddle, omission, omission, portrayal, portrayal, precedent, precedent, people, people, pajamas, pajamas, outskirts, outskirts, odds, odds, the last minute, manner, manner, mess, mess, need, need, outlook, outlook, live, live, occur, occur, mingle, mingle, plunge, plunge, proceed, proceed, linger, linger, loom, loom, persist, persist, injure, injure, intend, intend, involve, involve, let, own, own, post, post, insure, insure, lack, lack, overlook, overlook, peel, peel, pollute, pollute, modify, modify, nominate, nominate, outnumber, outnumber, outweigh, outweigh, overdue, overdue, overtake, overtake, overwhelm, overwhelm, possess, possess, presume, presume, prolong, prolong, juggle, juggle, loathe, loathe, moderate, moderate, offset, offset, over here, pinpoint, pinpoint, knit, knit, marry, marry, investigate, investigate, melt, melt, nod, nod, lengthen, lengthen, lessen, lessen, negotiate, negotiate, overestimate, overestimate, intensify, intensify, lean, lean, loosen, loosen, overflow, overflow, overlap, overlap, pathetic, pathetic, okay, okay. Moreover, moreover, pretty, pretty, mad, mad, laid back, inseparable, inseparable, insane, insane, irregular, irregular, notwithstanding, notwithstanding, presently, presently, paramount, paramount, likewise, likewise, intent, intent, intolerable, intolerable, irrational, irrational, insignificant, insignificant, intolerant, intolerant, irresponsible, irresponsible, misleading, misleading, injection, injection, insensitive, insensitive, interactive, interactive, insecure, insecure, inhuman, inhuman, innate, innate, the internet, noticeable, noticeable, pleasurable, pleasurable, portable, portable, payable, payable, orchestral, orchestral, medical, medical, physical, physical, oral, oral, minimal. Minimal, intellectual, intellectual, mental, mental, liberal, liberal, natural, natural, philosophical, philosophical, practical, practical, national, national, political, political, presidential, presidential, inhabitant, inhabitant, observant, observant, injured, injured, limited, limited, old-fashioned, old-fashioned, middle-aged, middle-aged, interested, interested. Pleased, pleased, irritated, irritated, motivated, motivated, organized, organized, petrified, petrified, narrow-minded, narrow-minded, open-minded, open-minded, married, married, overworked, overworked, innocent, innocent, lenient, lenient, intelligent, intelligent, persistent, persistent, painful, painful, pitiful, pitiful, peaceful, peaceful, powerful. Powerful, negligible, negligible, poetic, poetic, organic, organic, optimistic, optimistic, pessimistic, pessimistic, magnetic, magnetic, outstanding, outstanding, intriguing, intriguing, off-putting, off-putting, interesting, interesting, irritating, irritating, moving, moving, outgoing, outgoing, overwhelming, overwhelming, negative, negative, massive, massive. Lucrative, lucrative, offensive, offensive, obsessive, obsessive, perceptive, perceptive, merciless, merciless, musically, musically, physically, physically, naturally, naturally, medically, medically, mainly, mainly, particularly, particularly, partly, partly, personally, personally, possibly, possibly, largely, largely, necessarily, necessarily, perfectly. Perfectly, precisely, precisely, legally, legally, lovely, lovely, merely, merely, negatively, negatively, nicely, nicely, moderately, moderately, lively, lively, lonely, lonely, kindly, kindly, politely, politely, jealously, jealously, nervously, nervously, passionately, passionately, patiently, patiently, peacefully, peacefully, positively, positively. Openly, openly, intellectually, intellectually, intensely, intensely, measurement, measurement, luxurious, luxurious, monotonous, monotonous, numerous, numerous, precious, precious, jealous, jealous, nervous, nervous, outrageous, outrageous, malicious, malicious, misty, misty, lazy, lazy, nosy, nosy, literary, literary, on, orchestra, orchestra. Pitch, pitch, pregnant, pregnant, nearsighted, nearsighted, non-smoking, non-smoking, poisonous, poisonous, plump, plump, positive, positive, itch, itch, long, long, little, little, no, no, maybe, maybe, just, nevertheless, nevertheless, overall, overall, initial, initial, madam, madam, nonsense, nonsense, parenthesis, parenthesis, plead. Plead, legal, legal, legitimate, legitimate, new, new, nice, nice, large, large, left hand, loud, loud, low, low, old, old, perfect, perfect, pleasant, pleasant, last, last, magnificent, magnificent, main, main, marvelous, marvelous, medium, medium, minimum, minimum, narrow, narrow, nasty, nasty, navy blue, navy blue. Near, near, nearby, nearby, outdoor, outdoor, inner, inner, inside, inside, medieval, medieval, mere, mere, middle, middle, modest, modest, neat, neat, outer, outer, outside, outside, oval, oval, poor, poor, precise, precise, intense, intense, mild, mild, mundane, mundane, marginal, marginal, mediocre, mediocre, pitch black, pitch black. Pitch dark, less, less, most, most, over, over, least, least, more, more, much, much, percent, percent, major, major, off, off, overdrawn, overdrawn, monetary, monetary, oh, oh, plain, plain, polite, polite, miserable, miserable, loyal, loyal, mature, mature, passionate, passionate, passive, passive, keen, keen. knowledgeable, knowledgeable, naive, naive, noble, noble, particular, particular, irritable, irritable, mechanical, mechanical, mentally, mentally, knowledge, knowledge, nuisance, nuisance, left wing, parliament, parliament, presidency, presidency, intimate, intimate, out, out, online, online, part-time, part-time, invaluable, invaluable, innumerable, innumerable, international, international, insufficient, insufficient, irresistible, irresistible, irreversible, irreversible, intrinsic, intrinsic, invariably, invariably, internationally, internationally, integral, integral, intermediate, intermediate, misinform, misinform, memorable, memorable, predictable, predictable, preferable, preferable, probable, probable, profitable, profitable, liable, liable, notable, notable, normal, normal, personal, personal, internal, internal, logical, logical, magical, magical, mathematical, mathematical, optional, optional, partial, partial, municipal, municipal, nutritional, nutritional, occasional, occasional, postal, postal, literal, literal, naval, naval, paradoxical, paradoxical, phenomenal, phenomenal, predominant, predominant, prepared, prepared, isolated, isolated, overcrowded, overcrowded, prejudiced, prejudiced, privileged, privileged, prolonged, prolonged, muddled, muddled, negligent, negligent, later, later, meaningful, meaningful, merciful, merciful, possible, possible, invisible, invisible, plausible, plausible, linguistic, linguistic, problematic, problematic, ironic, ironic, materialistic, materialistic, nostalgic, nostalgic, pragmatic, pragmatic, missing, missing, leading, leading, never-ending, never-ending, long-lasting, long-lasting, long-running, long-running, ongoing, ongoing, longing, longing, interpretation, interpretation, possessive, possessive, intensive, intensive, productive, productive, progressive, progressive, innovative, innovative, persuasive, persuasive, primitive, primitive, preventive, preventive, priceless, priceless, pointless, pointless, needless, needless, likely, likely, monthly, monthly, nearly, nearly, probably, probably, lately, lately, lightly, lightly, loudly, loudly, mostly, mostly, normally, normally, obviously, obviously, pleasantly, pleasantly, previously, previously, initially, initially, innocently, innocently, instantly, instantly, lastly, lastly, literally, literally, morally, morally, narrowly, narrowly, newly, newly, occasionally, occasionally, originally, originally, permanently, permanently, potentially, potentially, powerfully, powerfully, practically, practically, preferably, preferably, presumably, presumably, primarily, primarily, privately, privately, intensively, intensively, interestingly, interestingly, internally, internally, jointly, jointly, magnificently, magnificently, modestly, modestly, mysteriously, mysteriously, neatly, neatly, notably, notably, noticeably, noticeably, objectively, objectively, officially, officially, partially, partially, poorly, poorly, ironically, ironically, logically, logically, oddly, oddly, predominantly, predominantly, profoundly, profoundly, obvious, obvious, previous, previous, mysterious, mysterious, notorious, notorious, nutritious, nutritious, prestigious, prestigious, meticulous, meticulous, lucky, lucky, noisy, noisy, juicy, juicy, messy, messy, muddy, muddy, lengthy, lengthy, mighty, mighty, petty, petty, late, late, latest, latest, lost, lost, modern, modern, next, next, popular, popular, local, local, loose, loose, necessary, necessary, next door, northern, northern, ordinary, ordinary, out of date, overnight, overnight, past, past, permanent, permanent, private, private, instant, instant, intransitive, intransitive, known, known, last minute, ladder, ladder, long distance, long term, minor, minor, moral, moral, naked, naked, nationwide, nationwide, native, native, neighboring, neighboring, nuclear, nuclear, odd, odd, overseas, overseas, overweight, overweight, packed, packed, pale, pale, peculiar, peculiar, picturesque, picturesque, primary, primary, justified, justified, juvenile, juvenile, legendary, legendary, long time, masculine, masculine, mass, mass, middle class, mistaken, mistaken, multiple, multiple, mutual, mutual, neutral, neutral. Non-existent, non-existent, obese, obese, obligatory, obligatory, obsolete, obsolete, preliminary, preliminary, prior, prior, inherent, inherent, intact, intact, interim, interim, justifiable, justifiable, lavish, lavish, lethal, lethal, lifelong, lifelong, literate, literate, mainstream, mainstream, miniature, miniature, orthodox, orthodox, premium, premium. Prime, prime, profound, profound, never, never, not, not, often, often, PM, PM. Instead, instead, perhaps, perhaps, luckily, luckily, meanwhile, meanwhile, next door, nowadays, nowadays, nowhere, nowhere, otherwise, otherwise, outdoors, outdoors, neither, neither, namely, namely, nonetheless, nonetheless, knowingly, knowingly, overboard, overboard, Mr., Mr., Mrs., Mrs., Ms., Miss. Popcorn, popcorn, lifetime, lifetime, prime minister, the middle class, ounce, ounce, outcome, outcome, irony, irony, prohibit, prohibit, military, military, obscene, obscene, navy, navy, residence, residence, reflection, reflection, protagonist, protagonist, sensibility, sensibility, soap opera, succumb, succumb. State, state, relate, relate, rip off, seek, seek, resume, resume, sorrow, sorrow, sibling, sibling, spouse, spouse, purchase, purchase, replace, replace, specification, specification, proximity, proximity, quest, quest, realm, realm, thesis, thesis, receipt, receipt, refrain, refrain, rain, rain, strive, strive, regret. Regret, rectify, rectify, render, render, sadden, sadden, summon, summon, surpass, surpass, telephone, telephone, soul, soul, racket, racket, scrap, scrap, riches, riches, reassurance, reassurance, reconstruction, reconstruction, rewrite, rewrite, reassure, reassure, reflect, reflect, rearrange, rearrange, rebuild, rebuild, repay, repay. Reconstruct, reconstruct, redistribute, redistribute, refusal, refusal, radical, radical, resistance, resistance, self-assurance, self-assurance, self-reliance, self-reliance, reference, reference, self-confidence, self-confidence, resilience, resilience, sufferer, sufferer, sweater, sweater, reader, reader, speaker, speaker, reminder, reminder, smoker, smoker. Teenager. Teenager, stranger, stranger, runner, runner, swimmer, swimmer, supplier, supplier, server, server, scooter, scooter, researcher, researcher, striker, striker, recording, recording, reading, reading, spelling, spelling, schooling, schooling, spending, spending, smoking, smoking, sewing, sewing, running, running, sailing, sailing, sightseeing. Sightseeing, station, station, publication, publication, television, television, promotion, promotion, reaction, reaction, starvation, starvation, sensation, sensation, suggestion, suggestion, recommendation, recommendation, quotation, quotation, punctuation, punctuation, registration, registration, pronunciation, pronunciation, suspicion, suspicion, prosecution, prosecution. Recession, recession, supervision, supervision, satisfaction, satisfaction, tension, tension, resignation, resignation, reputation, reputation, temptation, temptation, revolution, revolution, relation, relation, separation, separation, qualification, qualification, recreation, recreation, reservation, reservation, racism, racism, socialism, socialism, therapist, therapist. Specialist, specialist, socialist, socialist, quantity, quantity, prosperity, prosperity, quality, quality, sensitivity, sensitivity, security, security, serenity, serenity, sincerity, sincerity, stupidity, stupidity, superiority, superiority, responsibility, responsibility, summarize, summarize, realize, realize, socialize, socialize, statement, statement. Punishment, punishment, resentment, resentment, retirement, retirement, sickness, sickness, softness, softness, sadness, sadness, rudeness, rudeness, selfishness, selfishness, shyness, shyness, self-awareness, self-awareness, stubbornness, stubbornness, tenderness, tenderness, sponsor, sponsor, successor, successor, supervisor, supervisor, scholarship, scholarship. Sponsorship, sponsorship, relationship, relationship, terrorism, terrorism, terrorist, terrorist, sheep, sheep, rabbit, rabbit, rat, rat, snake, snake, puppy, puppy, shark, shark, seal, seal, species, species, swan, swan, tail, tail, reptile, reptile, saddle, saddle, territory, territory, radio, radio, show, show, song, song, stage, stage. Star, star, record, record, roll, roll, scene, scene, series, series, soap, soap, statue, statue, talk show, script, script, set, set, shot, shot, solo, solo, soundtrack, soundtrack, string, string, tabloid, tabloid, sketch, sketch, spotlight, spotlight, rap, rap, rock, rock, science fiction, publicity. Publicity, techno, techno, sculpture, sculpture, rhythm, rhythm, subtitles, subtitles, promote, promote, run, run, stomach, stomach, shoulder, shoulder, tablet, tablet, temperature, temperature, test, test, remedy, remedy, rib, rib, scar, scar, sense, sense, skeleton, skeleton, stroke, stroke, symptom, symptom, thigh, thigh, pulse. Pulse, side effect, spine, spine, rash, rash, sample, sample, scan, scan, skull, skull, system, system, sight, sight, smell, smell, sweat, sweat, stamina, stamina, stomachache, stomachache, skin, skin, surgery, surgery, therapy, therapy, strain, strain, recover, recover, relax, relax, starve, starve, shirt, shirt. Shoe, shoe, skirt, skirt, raincoat, raincoat, ring, ring, scarf, scarf, sneaker, sneaker, sock, sock, suit, suit, swimsuit, swimsuit, pullover, pullover, sandal, sandal, sleeve, sleeve, sweatshirt, sweatshirt, stocking, stocking, strap, strap, shorts, shorts, sunglasses, sunglasses, take, take, question, question, sentence, sentence. Sign. Sign, stamp, stamp, story, story, promise, promise, question mark, questionnaire, questionnaire, scream, scream, shout, shout, signature, signature, subject, subject, table, table, talk, talk, text, text, proposal, proposal, quarrel, quarrel, remark, remark, semicolon, semicolon, signal, signal, slash, slash, speech, speech. Summary, summary, survey, survey, symbol, symbol, tail, tail, term, term, theme, theme, slogan, slogan, proverb, proverb, quote, quote, saying, saying, support, support, slang, slang, propaganda, propaganda, reply, reply, request, request, protest, protest, response, response, rumor, rumor, stress, stress, reproach, reproach, quotation marks, terms, terms, thanks, thanks, respond, respond, swear, swear, say, say, see, see, speak, speak, tell, tell, put, put, thank, thank, pronounce, pronounce, recommend, recommend, remind, remind, repeat, repeat, report, report, suggest, suggest, propose, propose, reach, reach, reject, reject, represent, represent, reveal, reveal, settle, settle, specify, specify, skip, skip, sell, sell, read, read, spell, spell, refuse, refuse, register, register, spread, spread, tease, tease, snap, snap, rule, rule, suspect, suspect, testify, testify, smuggle, smuggle, serve, serve, size, size, square, square, row, row, stripe, stripe. Roll, roll, scale, scale, shade, shade, shortage, shortage, strip, strip, purple, purple, red, red, shape, shape, right, right, student, student, schedule, schedule, schoolchild, schoolchild, semester, semester, pupil, pupil, quiz, quiz, secondary school, seminar, seminar, senior, senior, scholar, scholar, syllabus, syllabus. School, school, science, science, review, review, study, study, sandwich, sandwich, slice, slice, snack, snack, soft drink, spoon, spoon, stove, stove, recipe, recipe, saucer, saucer, strawberry, strawberry, takeout, takeout, teaspoon, teaspoon, spirit, spirit, relish, relish, sip, sip, straw, straw, rice, rice, salt. Salt, soup, soup, sugar, sugar, spinach, spinach, pudding, pudding, service, service, tea, tea, salad, salad, sauce, sauce, sausage, sausage, steak, steak, supper, supper, spice, spice, taste, taste, sweets, sweets, refreshments, refreshments, roast, roast, room, room, shower, shower, restroom, restroom, roof, roof, seat, seat. Shelf, shelf, sink, sink, sofa, sofa, rug, rug, ruin, ruin, sheet, sheet, step, step, resident, resident, shed, shed, shelter, shelter, stool, stool, terrace, terrace, staircase, staircase, stable, stable, structure, structure, property, property, stairs, stairs, sum, rate, rate, sector, sector, subsidy, subsidy, tax. Tax, share, share, savings, savings, rent, rent, squander, squander, river, river, storm, storm, rainforest, rainforest, region, region, rose, rose, season, season, stream, stream, rainbow, rainbow, root, root, seed, seed, suburb, suburb, spring, spring, stretch, stretch, rain, rain, snow, snow, silver, silver, sky, sky. Sand, sand, scenery, scenery, space, space, sunshine, sunshine, rubber, rubber, steam, steam, steel, steel, sunlight, sunlight, summer, summer, sea, sea, shore, shore, stone, stone, sunrise, sunrise, sunset, sunset, shell, shell, soil, soil, rise, rise, search, search, punch, punch, sigh, sigh, struggle, struggle, tap, tap. Rescue, rescue, routine, routine, rush, rush, sit, sit, stand, stand, rest, rest, slip, slip, succeed, succeed, sunbathe, sunbathe, scratch, scratch, shiver, shiver, snore, snore, stare, stare, switch, switch, retreat, retreat, revolt, revolt, shudder, shudder, sniff, sniff, stagger, stagger, repair, repair, return, return. Spend, spend, prove, prove, provide, provide, push, push, quit, quit, raise, raise, remove, remove, save, save, spoil, spoil, stop, stop, strike, strike, restore, restore, reward, reward, rub, rub, seize, seize, send, send, slap, slap, sort, sort, spot, spot, spray, spray, squash, squash, squeeze, squeeze, stimulate. Stimulate, store, store, substitute, substitute, supply, supply, sweep, sweep, tackle, tackle, resist, resist, restrain, restrain, restrict, restrict, sacrifice, sacrifice, simplify, simplify, sow, sow, refine, refine, retrieve, retrieve, snatch, snatch, sprinkle, sprinkle, smoke, smoke, start, start, pull, pull, shut, shut, protect. protect, select, select, shake, shake, shoot, shoot, spill, spill, stick, stick, tear, tear, research, research, rip, rip, separate, separate, slam, slam, smash, smash, soak, soak, splash, splash, split, split, supervise, supervise, swing, swing, shift, shift, slow, slow, spit, spit, stain, stain, tan, tan, sex, sex. Strength, strength, style, style, shampoo, shampoo, race, race, resemble, resemble, shave, shave, strengthen, strengthen, thought, thought, snob, snob, respect, respect, revenge, revenge, surprise, surprise, sympathy, sympathy, self-esteem, self-esteem, shame, shame, resolve, resolve, restraint, restraint, self-control, self-control, self-discipline. Self-discipline, self-respect, self-respect, spite, spite, tact, tact, shock, shock, skill, skill, talent, talent, rage, rage, standard, standard, react, react, risk, risk, satisfy, satisfy, terrify, terrify, resent, resent, think, think, suffer, suffer, republic, republic, referendum, referendum, regime, regime, secretary, secretary. Reform, reform, sister, sister, son, son, roommate, roommate, relative, relative, sister-in-law, sister-in-law, son-in-law, son-in-law, stepfather, stepfather, stepmother, stepmother, romance, romance, rear, rear, sport, sport, puzzle, puzzle, skateboard, skateboard, score, score, ski, ski, snowboard, snowboard, stall, stall, referee, referee. Target, target, squad, squad, tennis, tennis, rugby, rugby, soccer, soccer, table tennis, stock, stock, sail, sail, sight, sight, pump, pump, remote control, satellite, satellite, telescope, telescope, thermometer, thermometer, software, software, social networking, spam, spam, technology, technology. Street, street, subway, subway, taxi, taxi, railroad, railroad, ship, ship, suitcase, suitcase, resort, resort, ride, ride, route, route, sidewalk, sidewalk, souvenir, souvenir, stay, stay, tent, tent, rocket, rocket, steering wheel, stopover, stopover, shuttle, shuttle, tank, tank, public transportation, public transportation. Rail, rail, reverse, reverse, road, road, rush hour, sail, sail, servant, servant, slave, slave, superior, superior, takeover, takeover, technician, technician, recruit, recruit, rank, rank, retire, retire, spider, spider, thief, thief, rape, rape, robbery, robbery, temple, temple, recycling, recycling, reorganize, reorganize. Replacement, replacement, redevelopment, redevelopment, refund, refund, reunion, reunion, readjust, readjust, recur, recur, regain, regain, reschedule, reschedule, recharge, recharge, recreate, recreate, redevelop, redevelop, reinforce, reinforce, restart, restart, recycle, recycle, reconsider, reconsider, relocate, relocate, rethink, rethink, restructure. Restructure, reversal, reversal, survival, survival, renewal, renewal, relevance, relevance, significance, significance, resemblance, resemblance, teacher, teacher, ruler, ruler, singer, singer, reporter, reporter, writer, writer, seller, seller, publisher, publisher, supporter, supporter, provider, provider, retailer, retailer, taxpayer, taxpayer, thinker. Thinker, shortcoming, shortcoming, ruling, ruling, shopping, shopping, singing, singing, skateboarding, skateboarding, skating, skating, skiing, skiing, snowboarding, snowboarding, surfing, surfing, swimming, swimming, teaching, teaching, suffering, suffering, reasoning, reasoning, situation, situation, solution, solution, reception, reception, regulation. regulation, selection, selection, proposition, proposition, rejection, rejection, resolution, resolution, revelation, revelation, sanction, sanction, relaxation, relaxation, protection, protection, radiation, radiation, renovation, renovation, speculation, speculation, realization, realization, recognition, recognition, retention, retention, simplification, simplification. Reduction, reduction, provision, provision, restriction, restriction, simulation, simulation, substitution, substitution, provocation, provocation, recollection, recollection, repetition, repetition, receptionist, receptionist, scientist, scientist, psychologist, psychologist, psychiatrist, psychiatrist, reality, reality, purity, purity, rarity, rarity, reliability. Reliability, simplicity, simplicity, solidarity, solidarity, stability, stability, suitability, suitability, severity, severity, sustainability, sustainability, similarity, similarity, scarcity, scarcity, superlative, superlative, specialize, specialize, sympathize, sympathize, recognize, recognize, requirement, requirement, settlement, settlement, recruitment, recruitment, readiness, readiness, richness, richness, refrigerator, refrigerator, sailor, sailor, razor, razor, spectator, spectator, survivor, survivor, prosecutor, prosecutor, readership, readership, shooting, shooting, racist, racist, restaurant, restaurant, supermarket, supermarket, swimming pool, swimming pool, thing, thing, purse, purse, quarter, quarter, queen. Queen, reason, reason, report card, salesperson, salesperson, screen, screen, shop, shop, side, side, skate, skate, stadium, stadium, textbook, textbook, text message, theater, theater, pronoun, pronoun, purpose, purpose, range, range, result, result, resume, resume, robot, robot, salesman, salesman, saleswoman. Saleswoman, salon, salon, secret, secret, section, section, session, session, signpost, signpost, sleep, sleep, smile, smile, spy, spy, studio, studio, success, success, tense, tense, proper noun, ray, ray, rebel, rebel, release, release, representative, representative, resource, resource, scent, scent, scheme, scheme, slope. Slope, society, society, source, source, spreadsheet, spreadsheet, strategy, strategy, suffix, suffix, surface, surface, sword, sword, tablecloth, tablecloth, task, task, terminal, terminal, theory, theory, proportion, proportion, pyramid, pyramid, ratio, ratio, rectangle, rectangle, riot, riot, rival, rival, role model, runway. Runway, sack, sack, saint, saint, serial, serial, setback, setback, slot, slot, spectrum, spectrum, sphere, sphere, spokesman, spokesman, spokesperson, spokesperson, statistic, statistic, status symbol, stereotype, stereotype, stroll, stroll, summit, summit, surge, surge, surgeon, surgeon, tactic, tactic, tailpipe, tailpipe. Tendency, tendency, raid, raid, rally, rally, reserve, reserve, rhyme, rhyme, ribbon, ribbon, ritual, ritual, roar, roar, round, round, scenario, scenario, shield, shield, shovel, shovel, siren, siren, spark, spark, specimen, specimen, stance, stance, standpoint, standpoint, strand, strand, supplement, supplement, surname, surname. Synonym. Synonym, tenant, tenant, south, south, silence, silence, silk, silk, southeast, southeast, southwest, southwest, stuff, stuff, proof, proof, psychology, psychology, quiet, quiet, safety, safety, speed, speed, storage, storage, protein, protein, retail, retail, scope, scope, slavery, slavery, smog, smog, solitude, solitude, soy, soy. Status, status, teamwork, teamwork, pursuit, pursuit, recovery, recovery, refuge, refuge, relief, relief, remorse, remorse, scrutiny, scrutiny, silverware, silverware, slaughter, slaughter, stardom, stardom, suspense, suspense, Saturday, Saturday, September, September, Sunday, Sunday, sound, sound, religion, religion, salary, salary, salmon, salmon. Shadow, shadow, shrimp, shrimp, technique, technique, prospect, prospect, rehearsal, rehearsal, rope, rope, scandal, scandal, substance, substance, revenue, revenue, self, self, texture, texture, rivalry, rivalry, splendor, splendor, stimulus, stimulus, surplus, surplus, scissors, scissors, remains, remains, statistics, statistics, surroundings, surroundings, telecommunications, telecommunications, talks, talks, singular, singular, swim, swim, the second person, the second person, the third person, the third person, shine, shine, surf, surf, qualify, qualify, remain, remain, sneeze, sneeze, sob, sob, prosper, prosper, soar, soar, squeak, squeak, stumble, stumble, submit, submit, receive, receive, teach, teach, punish, punish, reduce, reduce, require, require, rob, rob, solve, solve, surround, surround, renew, renew, revise, revise, stab, stab, suspend, suspend, pursue, pursue, refresh, refresh, regulate, regulate, renovate, renovate, scare, scare, spare, spare, suppose, suppose, provoke, provoke, recollect, recollect, reconcile, reconcile, relieve, relieve, retain, retain, sharpen, sharpen, spur, spur, stir, stir, suppress, suppress, sustain, sustain, swallow, swallow, remember, remember, sing, sing, steal, steal, sow, sow, recall, recall, resign, resign, shrink, shrink, steer, steer, survive, survive, rehearse, rehearse, shorten, shorten, spin, spin, sue, sue, swap, swap, prosecute, prosecute, rot, rot, shrug, shrug, speculate, speculate, suck, suck, soldier, soldier, refugee, refugee, prostitute, prostitute, pub, pub, suicide, suicide, theft, theft, rebellion, rebellion, starving, starving, scary, scary, sir, sir, sure, sure, somewhat, somewhat, thereby, thereby. Thereafter, thereafter, recycled, recycled, reproduce, reproduce, reasonable, reasonable, remarkable, remarkable, reputable, reputable, respectable, respectable, reliable, reliable, psychological, psychological, substantial, substantial, sensational, sensational, residential, residential, regional, regional, racial, racial, spiritual, spiritual, technical, technical, rational, rational, sentimental, sentimental, stereotypical, stereotypical, superficial, superficial, recreational, recreational, technological, technological, self-reliant, self-reliant, so-called, so-called, secluded, secluded, surprised, surprised, relaxed, relaxed, satisfied, satisfied, scared, scared, shocked, shocked, stressed, stressed, talented, talented, terrified, terrified, puzzled, puzzled, relieved, relieved, respected, respected, sophisticated, sophisticated, self-assured, self-assured, shattered, shattered, stunned, stunned, related, related, scheduled, scheduled, retired, retired, stressful, stressful, thoughtful, thoughtful, respectful, respectful, resourceful, resourceful, tactful, tactful, reversible, reversible, sensible, sensible, responsible, responsible, romantic, romantic, therapeutic, therapeutic, scenic, scenic, scientific, scientific, realistic, realistic, sympathetic, sympathetic, sarcastic, sarcastic, setting, setting, stunning, stunning, sparkling, sparkling, staggering, staggering, soothing, soothing, relaxing, relaxing, shocking, shocking, surprising, surprising, terrifying, terrifying, representation, representation, stylish, stylish, selfish, selfish, snobbish, snobbish, repetitive, repetitive, sensitive, sensitive, protective, protective, supportive, supportive, talkative, talkative, receptive, receptive, spotless, spotless, tasteless, tasteless, restless, restless, speechless, speechless, ruthless, ruthless. tactless, tactless, thoughtless, thoughtless, psychologically, psychologically, really, really, terribly, terribly, secondly, secondly, seriously, seriously, simply, simply, slightly, slightly, strongly, strongly, surely, surely, roughly, roughly, sufficiently, sufficiently, scientifically, scientifically, racially, racially, surprisingly, surprisingly, proudly, proudly, readily, readily, reasonably, reasonably, sadly, sadly, reluctantly, reluctantly, rudely, rudely, sensibly, sensibly, respectfully, respectfully, technologically, technologically, suspicious, suspicious, simultaneous, simultaneous, spacious, spacious, tedious, tedious, prosperous, prosperous, serious, serious, self-conscious, self-conscious, rosy, rosy. Sexy, sexy, shabby, shabby, stormy, stormy, scruffy, scruffy, thirsty, thirsty, spicy, spicy, tasty, tasty, salty, salty, sunny, sunny, rainy, rainy, sandy, sandy, rocky, rocky, risky, risky, rusty, rusty, pushy, pushy, sporty, sporty, sexual, sexual, publish, publish, sick, sick, sore, sore, swollen, swollen, sane, sane. Stitch, stitch, sorry, sorry, short, short, pure, pure, slight, slight, straight, straight, quite, quite, rather, rather, therefore, therefore, thank you, strict, strict, small, small, right hand, single, single, soft, soft, special, special, terrible, terrible, thin, thin, regular, regular, rough, rough, sharp, sharp, smooth, smooth, strong, strong, terrific, terrific, thick, thick, rectangular, rectangular, satisfactory, satisfactory, severe, severe, shallow, shallow, solid, solid, stiff, stiff, sufficient, sufficient, superb, superb, scarce, scarce, splendid, splendid, state of the art, quaint, quaint, sober, sober, swift, swift. This, secondary, secondary, sweet, sweet, raw, raw, sour, sour, rich, rich, rotten, rotten, rare, rare, stale, stale, tender, tender, thirst, thirst, stock market, rural, rural, solar, solar, sun, sun, seaside, seaside, seduce, seduce, slim, slim, teenage, teenage, sad, sad, proud, proud, shy, shy, silly, silly, smart, smart, stupid, stupid, reserved, reserved, secure, secure, self-confident, self-confident, skillful, skillful, stubborn, stubborn, self-centered, self-centered, sincere, sincere, serene, serene, short-sighted, short-sighted, shrewd, shrewd, skeptical, skeptical, stern, stern, temper, temper, terror, terror, public, public, revolutionary, revolutionary, right-wing, sports, sports, team, team, semifinal, semifinal, silent, silent, staff, staff, reassuring, reassuring, reproduction, reproduction, sociable, sociable, suitable, suitable, renewable, renewable, sustainable, sustainable, questionable, questionable, social, social, seasonal, seasonal, supernatural, supernatural, statistical, statistical, provincial, provincial, structural, structural, territorial, territorial, theoretical, theoretical, revival, revival, reluctant, reluctant, qualified, qualified, skilled, skilled, soaped, soaped, restricted, restricted, refined, refined, renowned, renowned, repeated, repeated, scattered, scattered, stranded, stranded, structured, structured, resilient, resilient, successful, successful, shameful, shameful, thankful, thankful, tasteful, tasteful, tangible, tangible, specific, specific, strategic, strategic, symbolic, symbolic, systematic, systematic, remaining, remaining, soaking, soaking, striking, striking, surrounding, surrounding, promising, promising, refreshing, refreshing, rewarding, rewarding, soaring, soaring, rating, rating, selective, selective, subjective, subjective, restrictive, restrictive, successive, successive, reckless, reckless, relentless, relentless, senseless, senseless, regardless, regardless, quickly, quickly, slowly, slowly, properly, properly, quietly, quietly, rarely, rarely, recently, recently, regularly, regularly, secretly, secretly, softly, softly, specially, specially, suddenly, suddenly, promptly, promptly, rapidly, rapidly, rightly, rightly, separately, separately, severely, severely, sharply, sharply, shortly, shortly, silently, silently, simultaneously, simultaneously, smoothly, smoothly, steadily, steadily, strangely, strangely, strictly, strictly, successfully, successfully. Suitably, suitably, suspiciously, suspiciously, temporarily, temporarily, thoroughly, thoroughly, publicly, publicly, purely, purely, radically, radically, randomly, randomly, realistically, realistically, remarkably, remarkably, repeatedly, repeatedly, respectively, respectively, satisfactorily, satisfactorily, seemingly, seemingly, similarly, similarly, sincerely, sincerely, solely, solely, specifically, specifically, subsequently, subsequently, substantially, substantially, supposedly, supposedly, technically, technically, thankfully, thankfully, relentlessly, relentlessly, scarcely, scarcely, sparsely, sparsely, spiritually, spiritually, strategically, strategically, subconsciously, subconsciously, superficially, superficially, swiftly. Swiftly, systematically, systematically, theoretically, theoretically, thoughtfully, thoughtfully, religious, religious, ridiculous, ridiculous, rebellious, rebellious, strenuous, strenuous, superfluous, superfluous, synonymous, synonymous, shiny, shiny, sleepy, sleepy, sticky, sticky, slippery, slippery, smoky, smoky, squeaky, squeaky, quick, quick, ready. Ready, safe, safe, same, same, tall, tall, real, real, simple, simple, strange, strange, proper, proper, recent, recent, rude, rude, second-hand, second-hand, self-service, self-service, similar, similar, southern, southern, spectacular, spectacular, steep, steep, temporary, temporary, prompt, prompt, proposed, proposed, rapid, rapid. Relevant, relevant, remote, remote, ripe, ripe, royal, royal, short-term, short-term, significant, significant, steady, steady, still, still, straightforward, straightforward, stuck, stuck, sudden, sudden, thorough, thorough, prominent, prominent, random, random, respective, respective, sacred, sacred, sheer, sheer, soul, soul, subsequent, subsequent. Supreme, supreme, rigid, rigid, sedentary, sedentary, self-made, self-made, self-sufficient, self-sufficient, shaken, shaken, slender, slender, solitary, solitary, subtle, subtle, supplementary, supplementary, sometimes, sometimes, then, there, somewhere, somewhere, soon, soon, safely, safely, somehow, somehow, someplace, someplace. Seldom, seldom, reportedly, reportedly, sideways, sideways, sequence, sequence, specialty, specialty, province, province, sentiment, sentiment, sin, sin, regard, regard, revive, revive, surrender, surrender, utter, utter, undertake, undertake, unwind, unwind, workaholic, workaholic, violate, violate, translate, translate, weep, weep, unemployment. Unemployment, unhappiness, unhappiness, unwillingness, unwillingness, undo, undo, unlock, unlock, untie, untie, unfold, unfold, unload, unload, withdrawal, withdrawal, tolerance, tolerance, thriller, thriller, viewer, viewer, voter, voter, winner, winner, worker, worker, well-being, well-being, writing, writing, warning, warning, walking, walking. Understanding, understanding, wedding, wedding, training, training, windsurfing, windsurfing, trekking, trekking, vaccination, vaccination, translation, translation, vocation, vocation, tourism, tourism, tourist, tourist, vanity, vanity, vitality, vitality, treatment, treatment, tiredness, tiredness, willingness, willingness, toughness, toughness, visitor, visitor. Zoo, zoo, tiger, tiger, web, web, whale, whale, wing, wing, trap, trap, wasp, wasp, wolf, wolf, worm, worm, zebra, zebra, trail, trail, violin, violin, trumpet, trumpet, track, track, verse, verse, whistle, whistle, work, work, tune, tune, trilogy, trilogy, tooth, tooth, toe, toe, throat, throat, thumb, thumb. tongue, tongue, toenail, toenail, virus, virus, waist, waist, wound, wound, wrist, wrist, x-ray, x-ray, vein, vein, transplant, transplant, wreck, wreck, wrinkle, wrinkle, touch, touch, welfare, welfare, toothache, toothache, vaccine, vaccine, water, water, treat, treat, twist, twist, transmit, transmit, vaccinate, vaccinate, vomit, vomit, t-shirt, t-shirt, watch, watch, tie, tie, umbrella, umbrella, top, top, undershirt, undershirt, veil, veil, vest, vest, underwear, underwear, velvet, velvet, wardrobe, wardrobe, tights, tights, underpants, underpants, trousers, trousers, wear, wear, word, word, verb, verb, tip, tip, title, title, topic, topic, use, use. Vowel, vowel, threat, threat, update, update, yell, yell, vocabulary, vocabulary, welcome, welcome, tone, tone, tribute, tribute, underline, underline, warn, warn, threaten, threaten, wonder, wonder, write, write, whisper, whisper, volunteer, volunteer, witness, witness, verdict, verdict, trial, trial, try, try, yard, yard, ton, ton. Triangle, triangle, volume, volume, weight, weight, yellow, yellow, width, width, worst, worst, university, university, year, year, workshop, workshop, vegetable, vegetable, vegetarian, vegetarian, tray, tray, toast, toast, vinegar, vinegar, tomato, tomato, yogurt, yogurt, tuna, tuna, zucchini, zucchini, toilet, toilet, wall, wall. Window, window, towel, towel, washing machine, tower, tower, venue, venue, throne, throne, warehouse, warehouse, wallet, wallet, will, treasure, treasure, wealth, wealth, withdraw, withdraw, tree, tree, village, village, thunderstorm, thunderstorm, view, view, valley, valley, waterfall, waterfall, wave, wave, weather. Forecast, weather forecast, tide, tide, tornado, tornado, trunk, trunk, volcano, volcano, vine, vine, weed, weed, wilderness, wilderness, weather, weather, thunder, thunder, warmth, warmth, tobacco, tobacco, tin, tin, town, town, wind, wind, winter, winter, woodland, woodland, woods, woods, world, world, walk, walk, violence, violence. Wait, wait, turn, turn, trip, trip, wander, wander, yawn, yawn, wink, wink, wash, wash, transfer, transfer, waste, waste, wrap, wrap, time, time, transform, transform, upgrade, upgrade, wipe, wipe, trace, trace, visit, visit, throw, throw, tighten, tighten, warm, warm, widen, widen, woman, woman, worry, worry, wish, wish. Type, type, trait, trait, trust, trust, wisdom, wisdom, wit, wit, triumph, triumph, willpower, willpower, want, want, tolerate, tolerate, tire, tire, vote, vote, wife, wife, uncle, uncle, twin, twin, widow, widow, unit, unit, toy, toy, video game, tournament, tournament, trophy, trophy, win, win, volleyball. Volleyball, yoga, yoga, victory, victory, website, website, video, video, webpage, webpage, webcam, webcam, wire, wire, virtual reality, train, train, traffic light, tram, tram, way, way, traffic jam, traveler, traveler, truck, truck, tunnel, tunnel, van, van, vehicle, vehicle, windshield. Windshield, voyage, voyage, yacht, yacht, vacancy, vacancy, tractor, tractor, traffic, traffic, transportation, transportation, travel, travel, transport, transport, vacation, vacation, tour, tour, trade, trade, trainee, trainee, workplace, workplace, venture, venture, wine, wine, whiskey, whiskey, torture, torture, uncountable noun, uncountable noun. Unrest, unrest, uncertainty, uncertainty, uncover, uncover, undress, undress, unpack, unpack, variable, variable, waiter, waiter, trainer, trainer, user, user, writer, writer, walker, walker, toddler, toddler, trader, trader, undertaking, undertaking, timing, timing, upbringing, upbringing, vision, vision, variation, variation, vegetation, vegetation. Tradition, tradition, transaction, transaction, transformation, transformation, transition, transition, vandalism, vandalism, unity, unity, tranquility, tranquility, validity, validity, weakness, weakness, usefulness, usefulness, tutor, tutor, warrior, warrior, ticket, ticket, waitress, waitress, week, week, weekend, weekend, toothbrush, toothbrush. Tour guide, tour guide, uniform, uniform, wastebasket, wastebasket, weekday, weekday, wheel, wheel, workbook, workbook, tissue, tissue, total, total, travel agent, trend, trend, trick, trick, tube, tube, vase, vase, vet, vet, video clip, visa, visa, voice, voice, wheelchair, wheelchair, workout, workout, zone, zone. Tomb, tomb, tool, tool, version, version, victim, victim, vitamin, vitamin, ward, ward, zipper, zipper, thrill, thrill, token, token, trek, trek, viewpoint, viewpoint, witch, youngster, youngster, thread, thread, threshold, threshold, timber, timber, treaty, treaty, truth, truth, urge, urge, veteran, veteran, vice, vice. Virgin, virgin, virtue, virtue, vow, vow, whim, whim, today, today, tomorrow, tomorrow, tonight, tonight, west, west, wool, wool, toothpaste, toothpaste, trash, trash, trouble, trouble, value, value, variety, variety, wildlife, wildlife, wheat, wheat, tuition, tuition, usage, usage, worse, worse, upkeep, upkeep, worship, worship. Wreckage, wreckage, xenophobia, xenophobia, Thursday, Thursday, Tuesday, Tuesday, TV, TV, Wednesday, Wednesday, white, white, turkey, turkey, tragedy, tragedy, trauma, trauma, troops, troops, wage, wage, union, union, toll, toll, tremble, tremble, vanish, vanish, vary, vary, thrive, thrive, upload, upload, way, way, underestimate. Underestimate, upset, upset, trigger, trigger, undergo, undergo, verify, verify, undermine, undermine, uphold, uphold, wield, wield, withstand, withstand, understand, understand, unite, unite, weaken, weaken, worsen, worsen, weapon, weapon, war, war, unwell, unwell, thus, thus, yes, yes, tiresome, tiresome, undesirable, undesirable, undo. Undo, useless, useless, utmost, utmost, worthy, worthy, whereby, whereby, wretched, wretched, unacceptable, unacceptable, unaffordable, unaffordable, unbelievable, unbelievable, uncomfortable, uncomfortable, unreasonable, unreasonable, unreliable, unreliable, unavailable, unavailable, unconventional, unconventional, unethical, unethical, unbalanced, unbalanced. Undressed, undressed, unlimited, unlimited, unspoiled, unspoiled, unexpected, unexpected, uninterested, uninterested, unmarried, unmarried, unemployed, unemployed, unhelpful, unhelpful, unrealistic, unrealistic, uninteresting, uninteresting, unfortunately, unfortunately, undoubtedly, undoubtedly, unexpectedly, unexpectedly, unreasonably, unreasonably, unwillingly, unwillingly. Unconscious, unconscious, unscrupulous, unscrupulous, unhealthy, unhealthy, unimportant, unimportant, unpleasant, unpleasant, unfit, unfit, unsatisfactory, unsatisfactory, uneven, uneven, unhappy, unhappy, unkind, unkind, unaware, unaware, uncertain, uncertain, uneasy, uneasy, unfortunate, unfortunate, unpopular, unpopular, unsure, unsure, unwise, unwise. Viable, viable, valuable, valuable, trivial, trivial, tropical, tropical, torrential, torrential, virtual, virtual, wrinkled, wrinkled, twisted, twisted, well-educated, well-educated, well-qualified, well-qualified, well-balanced, well-balanced, well-dressed, well-dressed, tired, tired, worried, worried, thrilled, thrilled, united, united, useful, useful. wonderful, wonderful, toxic, toxic, tragic, tragic, thrilling, thrilling, winding, winding, thriving, thriving, tiring, tiring, worrying, worrying, working, working, transmission, transmission, totally, totally, tremendously, tremendously, virtually, virtually, truly, truly, violently, violently, warmly, warmly, willingly, willingly, tragically, tragically. Vivacious, vivacious, wealthy, wealthy, windy, windy, trio, trio, well, well, tight, tight, written, written, very, very, whole, whole, wide, wide, tiny, tiny, transparent, transparent, tremendous, tremendous, upright, upright, vast, vast, vivid, vivid, weak, weak, tranquil, tranquil, tough, tough, troublesome, troublesome, versatile. Versatile, through, through, together, together, underneath, underneath, upside down, upstairs, upstairs, well off, wet, wet, wild, wild, worldwide, worldwide, young, young, well built, youth, youth, well known, wise, wise, witty, witty, trustworthy, trustworthy, timid, timid, true, true, vain, vain. Wary, wary, wicked, wicked, willing, willing, withdrawn, withdrawn, totalitarian, totalitarian, tribe, tribe, vacant, vacant, workforce, workforce, violent, violent, unforgettable, unforgettable, unbearable, unbearable, unfashionable, unfashionable, unpredictable, unpredictable, unsuitable, unsuitable, unavoidable, unavoidable, undeniable, undeniable. Unthinkable, unthinkable, unattainable, unattainable, unimaginable, unimaginable, unsustainable, unsustainable, unprofessional, unprofessional, unconditional, unconditional, unchanged, unchanged, unjustified, unjustified, unnoticed, unnoticed, unqualified, unqualified, unrelated, unrelated, unsolved, unsolved, untouched, untouched, unwanted, unwanted, unaffected, unaffected, unbiased. Unbiased, undeveloped, undeveloped, uninhabited, uninhabited, unprecedented, unprecedented, unsuccessful, unsuccessful, uneventful, uneventful, unattractive, unattractive, unproductive, unproductive, unlikely, unlikely, unfairly, unfairly, uncomfortably, uncomfortably, unnecessarily, unnecessarily, unquestionably, unquestionably, unsuccessfully, unsuccessfully, unavoidably. Unavoidably, unconsciously, unconsciously, undeniably, undeniably, unusually, unusually, unlucky, unlucky, unusual, unusual, unfair, unfair, unfriendly, unfriendly, unknown, unknown, unnecessary, unnecessary, unclear, unclear, unfamiliar, unfamiliar, unnatural, unnatural, unwilling, unwilling, uncommon, uncommon, unforeseen, unforeseen, unpaid, unpaid, unreal. Unreal. Unsafe, unsafe, untrue, untrue, understandable, understandable, vulnerable, vulnerable, traditional, traditional, typical, typical, usual, usual, universal, universal, visual, visual, verbal, verbal, vertical, vertical, vocational, vocational, tribal, tribal, tolerant, tolerant, varied, varied, well organized, troubled, troubled, well equipped, well informed, underdeveloped, underdeveloped, visible, visible, traumatic, traumatic, time consuming, upcoming, upcoming, underlying, underlying, transitive, transitive, worthless, worthless, weakly, weakly, usually, usually, typically, typically, urgently, urgently, tightly, tightly, traditionally, traditionally. Vividly, vividly, widely, widely, wildly, wildly, wrongly, wrongly, ultimately, ultimately, understandably, understandably, universally, universally, utterly, utterly, wisely, wisely, unanimously, unanimously, vaguely, vaguely, visibly, visibly, vitally, vitally, voluntarily, voluntarily, wholeheartedly, wholeheartedly, wholly, wholly, various, various. Unanimous, unanimous, vicious, vicious, tricky, tricky, wrong, wrong, wooden, wooden, upper, upper, up to date, urgent, urgent, used, used, western, western, ultimate, ultimate, underwater, underwater, unique, unique, urban, urban, valid, valid, vital, vital, waterproof, waterproof, weird, weird, well paid, worthwhile, worthwhile, underpaid, underpaid, upper class, upward, upward, vague, vague, voluntary, voluntary, widespread, widespread, working class, tidy, tidy, turbulent, turbulent, underway, underway, unfavorable, unfavorable, weary, weary, would be, to, up, up, why, yesterday, yesterday, twice, twice. Throughout, throughout, vice versa, uphill, uphill, whereabouts, whereabouts, would, the upper class, the working class, turmoil, turmoil, yield, yield, tick, tick, by, concerning, concerning, considering, considering, could, at, according to, because of, against, against, another, another, beside, by, among, beneath, damn, and, both, congratulations, cheers. Cheers. Cannot, amid, anything, anybody, anyone, goodbye, hi, hey, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, good night, hello, for, despite, every, few, from, everything. Including, following, each, her, his, during, except, he, him, I, everybody, everyone, hers, herself, himself, oneself, oh, out of, itself, many, other, into, of, next to, nothing, none, plenty, it's, my, are, might, must, ought to, minus. Per, instead of, onto, owing to, me, myself, nobody, no one, ours, ourselves, regarding, some, several, something, the, there, these, those, such, should, then. She, them, they, somebody, someone, theirs, themselves, wow, yeah, upon, whom, via, toward, which, whatever, under, with, without, within, versus, unlike, what, your, whose, whichever, would, times, us, we, who, you, yours, yourself, whoever.